Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Happy Monday, people. Hold up. I see I got a super sticker already. Okay, thank you so much, Tanya Matthews, for the super sticker. I appreciate you, love. It's so good to see everybody today. Listen, I was jamming right before I came on here, girl. We gonna just go through all three shows today. We just gonna run it. We gonna do a little bit of Ready to Love because y'all know ain't really much to talk about there. So we gonna press on that for a set, okay? Intro. Then we gonna move over into Love and Marriage DC. And then we gonna get over at the end of it. We gonna get to the queens of R&B. If somebody will please do me a favor, one of my loves, okay, one of the bonbons that's gonna be here for the ride, girl. If you could do some time codes just to make this a little bit easier for me, it would be much appreciated. Thank you, DeQuasia, for doing it last time. Thank you. Y'all, don't you hate when you about to get into a song, but you gotta stop? Woke up this morning. I don't know that. This is good. The live one. Hold up. With a smile on my face. Okay. Make me some breakfast. Toast. 2 scrambled eggs. Greets. Grab my keys, grab my purse, grab my jacket off to work. Beaming all the way down Third. Is it the way you love me, baby? Yeah, is it the way you love me? Listen, okay? Thank you, Lily Boom, for becoming a member. Listen, at the end of the day, if you can't roll with the vibe I be on when I jump on here, girl, jump off, okay? Okay, I appreciate all my greets, girls. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are much appreciated. Come on back up. Yeah, nah, y'all. She gonna be at Jazz Fest this year, so that means I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to get my tickets for Jazz Fest and then show up early. Okay, great. With a chair and an umbrella. Okay. All right. That's what I'm gonna do then, girl. That's what I'm gonna do then. Are y'all talking about? Because I know she was just in Miami this weekend. Oh, listen, it's what I was listening to. So you know when I jump on here, it's the energy I'm in. Make sure y'all like the video, okay? I'm a new member again. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Okay, listen. Thank you, love. We appreciate you. I always look. I know I'm a subscription service. I know. I know. Sometimes you gotta pause me and then you gotta come back to me later. I understand. It's cool. Okay? But I just gotta keep reminding y'all to become members of the channel. Okay, on YouTube. There's a link down below for Patreon and also my website, BondyBlueShow.com. Make sure you download the Spaces app. Put your phone number in so you can get that app, so you can get the notifications. If you're having any issues with it, email me, bondi.brittany@gmail.com. Also, Ooh Ladies First panel is on my channel this week. I'm excited because we're going to go through the looks, okay? Like I have been saving posts all day because we got to go through these looks, girl. From the Vanity Fair Oscar party, from the actual Oscars, girl. Okay, so I cannot wait to go through that with Jamie and Niecy. So make sure y'all come through this week on Thursday, okay, for the Ooh Ladies First panel. But yes, I'm super duper excited for this week's show. Also, send MF advice, okay? Send my motherfucking advice letters, okay? If you want me to give you advice on something, go ahead and send me that email, bondy.brittany@gmail.com. Please make sure to title the subject advice so I can find it easily, easily. If I type in advice, that's what's gonna come up. So like do that for me, please. In the subject matter, put advice somewhere. And we'll pop one of those off during OLFP if we don't get to it in the MF and advice this week. Okay. Girls, don't even get me started. Stephanie, thank you so much for the super chat. Listen, went to the anniversary tour for this album and got my entire life. Love Julie from Philly. Listen, I can't wait. I've never seen her live before, so I would love to. Okay, Ashley, thank you for the super chat, boo. I finally caught a live. I absolutely love your energy. Oh, thank you so much. Listen, I had to vibrate higher in this bitch before I got here. Understand, some meditation took place in order for us to get to where we at today. Okay, thank you. Um, listen. You know what, Simone? I feel like I'm not ready to have this conversation yet because, listen, y'all know I am just as disappointed as everybody else that's black. But I also love Jamie Lee Curtis. So, like, I don't want to act as if Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't deserve her award, especially if I have not seen the movie. Like, I haven't seen, like, I saw Wakanda Forever. So, I'm clear on that. The other one I have not seen. So, I don't want to give an opinion on it. Just, you know, they both have been acting for a very long time. They both, you know what I'm saying? They both have given amazing, it's just a lot, you know what I'm saying? But we will talk about the Oscars for OLFP, and I'll probably do I'll probably do a Bondy Blue show where we'll talk about it as well. Okay, remember, become a member. This month is the only time that I'm gonna be really doing Bondy Blue show. Not the only time, but like after March, I'm going back to my Bondy Blue shows being members only because inviting everybody in is stressful. Inviting everybody in is stressful, girl. Thank you, Lottie Dottie Dot, for the super chat. Finally, a member. You've been helping me through. Thank you so much. Y'all helping me through. Thank you. I appreciate it so very, very much. Okay, y'all. So, like the video, share the video, let everybody know we on here popping, but we gonna get into the thing. And listen, listen, I'm gonna just give y'all a little bit right now. When I tell y'all, when I saw Meg at the Vanity Fair party in the black lace mermaid gown with the big curly hair, I was just like, that's how you supposed to come through. They ain't even supposed to know you coming, and then you just like boom, ta-da, watch out now. Okay, it is the big one. Okay. All right. California Cutie, thank you for the super chat. Sending love, Bondy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate. I take. Thank you so very much. I appreciate. I take. Okay, digest. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it so much. So yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the little tidbits of Ready to Love, girl. Okay, but listen, we're gonna talk about the other things at other times, trust me, and we'll probably talk about it more than once. Y'all probably gonna talk about it with just me, and then y'all gonna talk about it with me and my girls on the Ooh Ladies First panel this week. So don't worry about it. We gonna talk about it. Don't worry about it. So let's get into Ready to Love, okay? So that we can not spend too much time in this live, girl, to discuss 3 different shows, okay? But I was just like, I feel like I don't have to like stop and come back. Like, I don't feel like I have to stop and come back. I feel like I can just get all of this done, okay? So, y'all, Ready to Love wasn't much. The men introduced the women to their best friends. This is annoying to me because I'm trying to understand, are we going to have a later episode where the men introduce the women to their exes? Like, why is it only the women having to introduce the men to their exes? But then when it comes to this friendship shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have to have ants, I don't know. I just kind of feel like that's weird to me. I feel like it should be mutual. This week, it should have been the men introducing the women to their exes, not going straight to the homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like, essentially, it is a good idea to have a reference point in any relationship. Like, I think whenever people are super, super like secretive about whatever their past relationships were, it's usually because they in some ways feel at fault, or they're hiding something about themselves that they don't want you to know, which is why I've always been a proponent for no, tell me all that shit. I want to know what happened. Like, bitch, explain it to me. Oh, really? Okay, how she felt? What happened after that? Like, talk to me. Let me know. I want to know what I'm dealing with here. Okay. So, it was a huge red flag that Jeffrey didn't have an ex for me. Like, that was a red flag for me, that Jeffrey did not have an ex that she could call on during that time of need, girl. But it even more annoys me that they don't even put the men in this situation to have an ex-girlfriend, speak on how they wasn't shit in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and move on. Hold up. Oh, all right. It's shit. Girl, you got to make sure. You got to make sure, girl, we on camera. We just finished, eating a banana and drinking coffee, girl. We got to make sure that the things look right, girl. We got to make sure that the things look right because people talk about you bad. You say one thing about somebody, one of their faves that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? And they talk about you like a dog. All right. So, yeah, Cynthia meets Andre's best friend. I want so desperately. I want so desperately for Andre to just take the ponytail out and let his soul glow. Let it shine through. Just let your soul glow, baby. Feeling no so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your... I'm not going to... Listen. Soul glow. Let your soul glow, sir. I feel like that little top ponytail be tight, and I want him just to just pop the rubber band and let the mushroom out thing happen. Like all the girls know when we had our our twas, you know what I'm saying, when we had our twinny bitty afros or whatever, and you have you finally got that top part to fit into a ponytail. You're so excited, but if you have self-respect, just because it can fit in there doesn't mean I should do that. Okay, I'm not a kid, okay? So as an adult woman, you have to make the shit look a certain way. You can't just pop out with little teeny weeny, little afro puff ponytail on the top. Bitch, I used to do little bantu knots. That's what I would separate my hair in parts. Okay, because see, at the end of the day, when you have really thick hair, that shit is so tiring to have to deal with all the time when you're trying to let it grow out. So if y'all can recall, when I let my hair grow out the last time, I would just part my hair and put them in a whole bunch of little bitty ponytails. Okay, I look like a Cynthia doll. I didn't give a shit. I was still cute. Okay, my hair was moisturized. I didn't have to fuck with it all day. Constantly wondering, did I smush my afro? Nobody wants to deal with these things. I understand, sir. But there must be a better way. And at some point, you must relinquish said afro and let the soul glow, sir. I haven't seen him with the shit not in the little teeny weeny ponytail not once. And I want so badly for that, for all of us. But anyway, him in these damn Miami Vice suit jackets with the sleeves rolled up and then half up and the half down. Sir. It's just... I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, so then here comes Jeffrey. Jeffrey in her baby voice, which gets, particularly soft in the back of her throat during this time when she and Cynthia are meeting with Andre's friend. And, she's trying to give forth, the most softness and femininity that, is possible in this situation. And shout out to Niecy. Shout out to Niecy, because Niecy always clocks the way Jeffrey will wear anything, any type of way to show off that ass. That she you have the sweater tucked into the tights, my nigga. What is going on? I say, is her sweater tucked into her tights? Why are we tucking the sweater? And you don't tuck a sweater into some tights. Like the sweater goes over the tights, okay? Because if you got it like that, they gonna see it anyway. Specifically, if it just like barely covers it, oh, they love that shit. Like I was just kind of like, girl, it's all giving. I'm trying a little too hard, but I feel like I must. Okay, it is given the woman that knows how to set up a trap. Okay, and I don't begrudge these women because ultimately I feel like if men would just rely on intuition, trust their instincts, and stop being so like ruled by their penis, then they would be able to see this shit coming. But a lot of times they ignore how like red flaggy women are, specifically because they want her to grab the peen. That's what he wants. Okay? That's what he likes. So he's gonna ignore the red flags. And then when the red flags show up, he'll act like, man, that crazy. You knew that was crazy. You knew she was tucking her sweater into her tights. You knew what you were working with here. You ain't better ask yet. She got 2 baby daddies. She told you she gifted a baby to a nigga. What type of girl? What? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just saying. But like men will get with a woman like Jeffrey and act like they had no clue that, you know, she turns into the Catwoman at night when you upset her. Like, okay, getting your ass beat softly, quietly, with precision. Okay, with something showing that ass. Okay, it is hilarious to me. Anyway, I'm sorry. So the friend asked them if they're family oriented. Like, both of them are single mothers, so obviously they're family oriented. You know what I'm saying? Orientated, however you want to say it, okay? Cynthia feels that she is an emotionally secure place for a man, okay? When the girls wrote Who Can You Run To, they were talking about Cynthia, okay? To share this empty space full of laughter, who can I run to when I need love? And baby, I watched Candy speak on it, bitch. I was washing the dishes and watching Candy speak on it, and I said, yes, Candy, come through with the facts of the situation, girl. Okay, pull up the track list. Pull up the track list. Because I can't wait to get to it. Y'all know we're going to get into Queens of R&B last. Okay, so hold on. Save your commentary, okay? Save your comments for that moment, okay? Because I can't wait for it. But, like, that's exactly what Cynthia is giving. I feel like everybody is, like, fighting to prove that they can be the sexiest, most resourceful doormat they can possibly be. I hate to make it sound like that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like often on these shows, you know, the women are just always like on 10 with trying to prove or project whatever they feel like a woman is supposed to look like and project in order for a man to see her as, you know, a viable option. And it just sometimes feels like you're going too far. You're doing too much. That's why I respected like old girl who went home a few weeks back, Corvea. I respected Corvea. They sent her home so fast, but to me, the fact that she had the boundaries to which I'm not about to beg these niggas to feel me. I'm Corvea, nigga. Like, that's the vibe she gave, and I like that. Even though I don't feel like any of these women are exactly begging, but in every conversation with even the woman best friend is, can you be submissive? Y'all, that's the conversation all the time. And there's a part of me that feels like, why are we constantly having this conversation? Even with female friends, a woman friend is asking another woman, can you be submissive to this man? And it's the idea that as a society, as family, friend groups, community, we are all supposed to agree that women have to acquiesce, agency, power. They have to, I want a man to lead. Like, and you know, it's just tiring because I feel like in real life, you know, this nigga's gonna have moments where he completely allows you to do everything while he lays back and does nothing. And y'all will call it king treatment and all of this type of shit. And hey, I personally feel like I don't judge anybody for what they want to do in their relationship, but I hate the way it feels like a community driven like thing to make sure this woman is going to be submissive. Are you going to agree not to have any real power in your relationship dynamic? Are you agreeing to this imbalance? Because if you're not agreeing to this imbalance of power in your relationship, then girl, you can't sit with us. Like, that's what it feels like. And I don't like that, because I feel like essentially, however people submit in their relationships has nothing to do with other people. Like, it has nothing to do with the people around them. How, you know what I'm saying? That specific thing. If a person is being disrespected in their relationship, that's still between the two of them. And for that person to correct. Like, if you're being disrespected, you remove yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you feel the way, you remove yourself. But what ends up happening is it's like everybody just wants to stay in a fucked up situation and then play the blame game. And I'm just kind of like over, you know what I'm saying, the way men like openly ignore the societal like bully tactics. Like, it's really annoying to me. I just recently had a conversation with a man, and you know, it was good conversation. It was a respectful debate, and I loved it for that fact. Never once throughout the whole conversation did I feel like he was going to jump up and, you know, come at me or something like that. And so I appreciated this healthy debate. Okay, I had a great time. But you can tell they always want to argue about the fact that they are ruled emotionally and sexually by the want of a woman. Because men are always feeling ruled by the wants and in the needs sexually of women, they really ignore the power dynamic in the whole world and in the community. They really feel like because a woman can put that pussy on them and have their mind gone for a minute, that means that all of these other things where women are in an imbalance in the relationship, all of that shit doesn't matter. It's equal to them. And I'm like, but if it's equal, why do we see such disparages in the way things are done in relationships? Like, I feel like there's a greater understanding that men are allowed to just show up, especially if you got a paycheck. Show up and have a paycheck. You don't have to have a good personality. You don't have to be nice to your wife. You don't have to be nice to your kids. You don't have to really have to spend time with them. All you have to do is come home and pay the bills, and you are perceived as a good father and a good husband. That's all you have to do. Whereas I feel like women have to provide all of these like subtle nuances in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all the time. It's not in every situation. Let me be clear. But the overall, like the you know, the generalization is about the larger number of people that are participating in this socialized normality. Okay. So because everybody for the most part is in this socialized normality of women do this and men do this, you know what I'm saying? Who has the money has the power, all of that shit. That was the word back in the day. And now that women have more money and they're saying, okay, well then we should also have more power. Now y'all are saying that's not what God wanted y'all to do though. That's not what God wanted y'all to do when he created y'all. And then we start throwing this Bible shit on it. But then when we ask y'all about, you know, infidelities and all of those types of things, then all of a sudden, oh, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm not Jesus. You see what I'm saying? We're going to keep moving the goalposts in these conversations. It's very circular and exhausting. So when we do these dating shows, and the women are always in these positions of letting it be known that she is emotionally safe and she's loyal and she's going to be everything he would need in a woman. She's going to be a freak in the bed. She's going to know how to cook. She's going to also then be a six-figure making money type of woman who can then submit. Take care of yourself, take care of your children, be able to, you know, financially support yourself, but then also be able to give up all of your power when you come home and do exactly what I want you to do. And then I feel like there's a confusion about what soft women look like Cynthia, because Cynthia, I feel like has had to fight so hard in her life. She almost feels like not having to do anything is better than how she's had to struggle. But you're missing the viewpoint of women who actually grew up being taken care of by men and how much you have to give up internally for that. They miss that part. I feel like, and I've had a particularly like good vantage point of the power dynamics in relationships. And I feel like the part where women like knowingly give up power because the community tells them that's what they have to do is always ignored. And I hate it. It's annoying. It's so annoying. Thank you for the. I know I just went on a tangent, but I hope y'all were fucking with me that through that tangent. It all rounded about and made sense. I hope. Like, but this whole thing just kind of reminded me of that conversation we were having. So then I go back to debating this conversation, even though the person I was debating it with is not here. But you see what I'm saying? I'm on one. Fuck with me or don't. Super chat. Thank you, TMC Flan. Meant to send this. Love you, Bondi. Before you, I didn't really watch YouTube for entertainment. Good luck with school. I hope you share some of your journey with us. You definitely have the mindset to get into counseling and make a difference and be great. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Lottie Dottie Dot, thank you again for another super chat. I don't watch Ready to Love, but had to go see the tuck sweater. Listen, I hope you saw it. I hope you saw it. She had like high-waisted tights on, and it looked like a sweater material, and it looked like it was tucked into the tights, okay? Why wear a sweater and tuck it? Why not wear a crop sweater? That's the actual thing. Girl, you know why? Because it doesn't matter. All the crop sweaters were dirty. This is what was clean today. And what was clean today is still going to fit this style that I have. And this style is that this sweater going to go in these tights, okay? Thank you, Summer Super Chat. Hey, be so sorry I'm late, but we all know why YouTube notified who. Okay, listen, love you and thank you for 3 years of my family in my head. I wish you heaven. Oh, thank you so much. Same to you, love. I appreciate you, Summer. Thank you. So, yeah, y'all. Okay, made perfect sense. Okay, thank you so much. All right. Like they are super women. Like for real. Like it is crazy. It's like, yes, I am going to be submissive and give up all of the control and let you do whatever you want. But then whenever you need me to, I'm going to put on my fucking Batman cape and fly up and save you. Like, what? What? What is happening? What is happening? Like, I was just saying, y'all. Oh my God. And then, like, I feel like men just really be in their feelings about these like instances in their lives. Like there's just such a sensitivity. They have these like little instances that happen to them and they hold on so deep to them. And women have so many of those little bitty instances that these men like blow that one instance out of proportion. And you're looking at them like, nigga, like how many times have I gone through that like over and over and over again? And you like cried about that same time that shit happened to you like that one time back then. Like, boy. And then we have to have these conversations about like how, that's just how men are, girl. And it's like, no, that's just what we accept. That's just what we accept. It's not how they are. It's what we accept. And I feel like the shows like Ready to Love accept this idea that women should be like top tier, but then still having to get out in the mud and fight and grovel over some nigga that's perpetrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say perpetrating, pretending like he got money but really don't. You know what I'm saying? Pretending like he's a nice guy but really has a terrible personality when it all boils down to it. You know what I'm saying? Pretending like he really wants marriage and love when really he just wants you to be loyal to him so that he can have sex with you without a condom, but then go around to everybody else and, do whatever he wants to do with them. Like dudes do that. Dudes lock women down just so that they can have someone they can go and have raw sex with. Listen, I have male friends. We've had these conversations. Thank you to Wells for the super chat. Karen White told these motherfuckers we are not super women, okay? I'm not your superwoman. Oh no. I'm not the kind of girl that you can let down and think that everything's okay. Boy, I am only human. This girl needs more than occasional hugs as a token of love from you to me. Oh, baby, yeah. Y'all don't make me do it because that's my shit. Okay? Don't make me do it because that's my shit. Okay. So, yes, y'all. I'm sorry. I go on tangents and miss the notes. Okay, so Cynthia feels she's an emotionally secure place for a man. The friend asks about the other men that the women are seeing. Cynthia very classily avoids, giving specifics and just says that, everybody's a great guy. They're all all hardworking men. She can't really compare them. Andre, Jeffrey was like, I just, mine are all different. They're all different. And we're, it's just going on the vibe. It's going on the vibe. All right. Okay. Like her vocal fry in like nasally high pitched voice, but then gets deep sometimes. It's like fucking hilarious to me. Like, I really would like to see how she responds when she gets really upset. Or she probably doesn't. She probably is one of those women that whenever she gets really upset, she completely goes vacant. So that she doesn't have like the aggressive response, but she's probably gonna do something. Like, she's probably gonna do something to like, aggravate the shit out of you. But I would love to see Jeffrey when she's really upset, because I feel like I know her voice is gonna go deep. I know it's gonna go deep. Like, Disha, thank you for the super chat. You are speaking a word today. Thank you. Oh, girl, listen. I'm being moved by the spirit. Thank you. Joe, thank you so much for the super chat. My first super chat. Did you see Suan representing Shanquella family? I'm late to the live, so forgive me if you already mentioned it. No, I didn't. And somebody did let me know about that. I don't want to speak about, that lady's business, because I don't know that lady business like that. She an advocate on this show, so I'm sure she can be an advocate for Shanquella and her family, because we still don't know what went down. Ain't nobody been arrested. We don't know nothing that happened. So, we still need answers. So we do need for Advocate Sue to go and advocate to find out what didn't happen. We need justice. Okay, Nicole Simpson can't rap. We need justice. I'm sorry, y'all. That was a Dave Chappelle reference. Don't worry about it. Summer Salt, thank you for another one. 2 L's in Bondi. Y'all remember the Superwoman shirts and Bart Simpson? Oh my God, I don't, but that sounds hilarious to me. Thank you so much. With T, why are you gonna do this? TSC and Monique. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Taisha? Is it Taisha? Okay, I feel like I got it. Girl, you just gotta figure out what syllable to sit on. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for the super chat, love. Hey Bondi, I don't even watch these shows, but I just like to listen. I love your accent, like the video, guys. Thank you for the videos. Oh, thank you so much for watching, even though y'all don't watch these shows. Thank you. I appreciate you very, very much. So thank you for the super chat. So yes, y'all. I know a lot of people didn't receive notifications. That's why I be shooting the shit a lot of times. Make sure y'all like the video. The more y'all like the video, the more notifications get sent out. That was my favorite Dave Chappelle. Supposedly Jeffrey is a voice actress as well. Well, that makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. Okay. Anyway. I would love to be a voice actress. Oh my God. And do like do cartoons and stuff. That would be so fun. Oh my God. They need to hire me, because people cannot do New Orleans accents if they're not from here. So like, y'all can come get with us. And anytime y'all need somebody with a New Orleans accent, please come through. Holla at me. Email me. All right. They're Asia. Okay, so it's their Asia. Okay. I was not gonna figure that out. I was definitely gonna think it was Asia. Okay, so it's their Asia. Okay. They're Asia Monique. The Asia Monique. Girl, what? I'm fucking it up. Like, ain't no R in there. It's okay. I love you. Thank you so much. I love your hair. Video game voice actress. That is so funny. She do sound like, like on Grand Theft Auto. I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyway, Andre likes that Jeffrey seems to go to church. He also felt Cynthia was rehearsed. Okay, y'all. So y'all know how I like to tell y'all about the religion thing. Why? I know they want y'all to believe, like, I want you to ask yourself, why does it matter what your spiritual practices are with the person that you date? And I'm not talking about like, if they're a complete opposite, but I want y'all to understand, I feel, and I could be wrong about this, but based on the way things connect in this society, I feel like when men say shit like, oh, I like the fact that she goes to church, she's getting her indoctrination every Sunday. And usually the women that go to church are looking for a man. They're also going to a church that is telling them that their God is a man and to be praying to a man. and praying for a man. And at some point, those things are going to blend and mix for them. And so the way they look at their religion and the loyalty and the discipline that they have towards their religion, it will then be shown in the relationship with the man. So the man will then get to be treated, in essence, the way a woman treats her God. And that is a great space to be in, because you don't question God. You believe that, whatever God is doing is for your best, and you just gonna go ahead and allow the Lord to lead you wherever he sees fit. The difference is, man is not God. But the way it is practiced the way it's practiced, the way it's expressed, the community of it, like everything that's socialized around, especially the way Black women attend church, I believe has a lot to do with finding, attaining, and being able to be the perfect vessel for a man to lie in. Like that's what it feels like. So that's why that's so important. My problem is, I feel like often men, as much as they seek that out in women, they do not seek to create that same thing. Okay, that same, the way, God loved the world, Jesus loved the church type situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to, like, if the woman is like, if God is a man, then the woman is church. Okay, like that's the way it was supposed to, I feel like, be seen on some level, so that you would have value in both areas. But it doesn't seem that way. It doesn't seem, as if it's valued both ways. I think men are allowed to be out here acting in opposition. Like, men don't have to be like, there are a lot of men out here that talk that shit. Oh, I was celibate. Great for you, sir. I'm great you have self-control. But for the most part, that all of that, oh, I go to church every Sunday, I've been celibate. Like, men don't act out Christianity in a way that shows you they're a Christian. But women are supposed to act it out in this way that shows them as pure and loyal and docile, like a dog. I'm sorry, but that's what it sounds like. Thank you so much, Ashley Simone. I can see Jeffrey going full blown Brandy Webb from It's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate when she's mad, and your impersonations has me in stitches. Thank you so much. I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. Okay. Summer Sour, thank you for another one, boo. Thank you. Come on now. You was just doing too much with the super chat today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, it's my last one for today, but if you don't speak, B, thank you. Okay. Listen, praise God to the men that get it. Yes. No, because there are men, I believe, that, fully believe in what they do when they're in the church. But I also feel like it's a safe space for them to be. Adult men is a safe space for you to be in church with a wife and in all of that situation, because you are exalted for simply being there. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's definitely an energy of Black men being worshiped in the church system, in the church society, in the church community. And women, not so much. Not so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they don't really talk about the boys and what they're into unless they're into some like illegal shit and they're going to jail and stuff. Like, that's the only time, like, that's talked. Young boys, when I was growing up, was talked about negatively. But girls, oh gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, they go from the head to the toe on girls. You say this type of stuff and dudes act like it's not true, but it's like, I mean, how was your sex? How was that explained to you as a young boy? Okay. Because the way our sex was explained to us, I feel like it's two different things. It's not just because it's different. It's also because of the way we're viewed. You know what I'm saying? Like, women are always going to be seen as if they are less pure in this society if they have the same, credentials in sex as a man does. It's okay for him to be like that, though. So it's just, it just allows for men to have all of these allowances and not have to be the shit that they say that they are. And then the women have to prove that they're this, loyal, pure doormat for you. It's weird. I hate that. Well, y'all know I have Cash App and Venmo. Okay, BondyBlue now. Make sure you send it to the right one, because there's a fake Venmo account on me too. So make sure you send it to the right one. Okay. Anyway, so they felt like Cynthia was rehearsed in her answers. And I do feel like Cynthia has a level of rehearse, but it's not like she actually rehearsed what she's going to say. She just knows what she's going to say. She's been through this before. She knows what she wants. She knows how she's supposed to come off to a man. She knows what a man wants to hear. She knows what her issues have been. She knows she's probably come off as aggressive at some point. So she knows she wants to curtail that. She wants to be femininity. She wants to be taken care of. She's tired of the hard life. Okay. And so I believe that her attempts to make sure she is projected as the perfect woman for these men in some, spaces, I feel like that is what comes off as rehearsed. I hate to call it a desperation because I don't think it's a desperation, but her need to fit their, their criteria. I think that's what they're feeling. Mark Anthony has Mercedes and Jeffrey meet with his friend. His friend likes Mercedes more. Y'all, I feel like it's so weird that we don't know anything about Mercedes. Like, do we know anything about her? I feel like the whole season I've just kind of seen her doing like oh, I come off like I'm really light and everything, but really, like, I could really not give a fuck. Like, like there's a Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde type thing going on with Mercedes, and I just feel like she's another one where you fully impress upon men that you're this soft flower, but ultimately you cut these niggas to the white meat if they annoy you too tough. Um, Right. I think religious practices are not always an indication of a real relationship with God. It can be, but going to church every Sunday doesn't mean that you are living right. Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of it, makes it okay to just project that and not actually be that. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, y'all, like Mercedes meeting people, it was just like, where has she been? Where has she been? Do we even know her? Like, what's going on? Like, I see her, she's around, but we don't know nothing about her. Um, Dr. Mercedes, Mr. Honda, too funny. Okay. So Lyndon introduces Morgan to his friend. He asked about the Nair situation. So y'all know Morgan put Nair in this man's shampoo because she was crazy, right? And then we find out that that was her grand exit. He lied to her about going out. So she put Nair in his shampoo and waited for him to go to sleep. And then, started to like, woke him up like, look, your hair on the pillow, nigga. Surprise, I'm about to leave. Boom, towel. Thought you was going to lie to me. Revenge. Ah, okay. I feel like that's childish as fuck, and I feel like that if you're okay with how that karma gonna come back around to you at some point, that's fine. But like, I'm sorry, but I'm a firm believer that when you go out of your way to like do that type of shit. I mean, also, I've had like, and this is what I've been learning lately. Um, my experiences growing up, like having somebody overreact to small things, means that I don't like to test people, and I also don't like to be tested. So like when women do shit like this, you're testing if the nigga gonna put his hands on you. Like you're testing his patience in a way that I feel like is stupid. Because of my experiences. So I'm not about to do no shit like this because essentially, not only do I not know how he will respond to such a thing, but I don't know what, can come to me later on because I took part in that type of petty ass, behavior. If I don't want to be with somebody, I'm just gonna leave. I'm not going to go, I'm a curse their ass out. I'm gonna annihilate them with my words, and then I am going to take my fine ass out of their life and know that you'll be back around. You'll feel sorry at some point. They all do. Like, and then I move on. And best revenge is moving on and being happy and making your money, okay? Best revenge is your paper. So I don't subscribe to these types of antics. Like, that's cool for some, but that shit is mad. Like, you doing too much for me. That's too much energy, like, to exert on some negative shit to me. That's just my personal opinion. So for her to do that, that's a real red flag. I would read that as a red flag. I don't believe Lyndon and Morgan's relationship is real enough for it to matter. Okay. Let me see. Wait, did the Nair thing happen on the show or with the ex? No, it happened with the ex, but it was the ex that she brought on the show last week. So Lyndon and Tony met Morgan's ex-boyfriend last week, and this is the ex-boyfriend who she put Nair in his shampoo because he lied about going to the club. And I was just kind of, and then, Tony felt away because for Tony, Morgan said she had never been in love. Why are you doing all of that for a man you're not even in love with? You know what I'm saying? It's giving crazy. It's giving she has issues, okay? And when we say you have issues, it means that you take an unbalanced approach to things that you feel like hurt you. Like this man lied to you, yeah, that's hurt. But the best way to deal with that is just to, move on. You don't have to he doesn't have to lose his hair because he lied to you. Like that's not that don't weigh out to me, okay? But okay, girl, be crazy. Thank you, Adrian, for the super chat. Submission is for wives, not girlfriends. Men leave out. Ephesians 5 also says they have to be righteous to deserve submission. They want it for just being male. Yes, exactly. I also feel like, in general, I'm just over the submission conversation. And that's just, I guess, because I'm a different type of person. And I'm fine with that. If everybody wants to be, submitting in relationships with men, just because that's what they feel like they're supposed to do, that's fine. Whatever that looks like for you. Okay? Let's see. It's a red flag. Morgan crazy. Morgan and Marcia meet Tony's best friend. Morgan is feeling a way that she even has to be sitting next to another woman. I'm like, yeah, red flag. Morgan crazy. You was talking about Blake needing therapy. You need therapy too, boo. You need to go talk to somebody too. Thank you, Janice, for being a new subscriber. Thank you so much. And she smiled throughout the whole story. Thought it was cute, right? We are tired of submission combo. Just tired. Like I don't want to hear it anymore. Like, right. I'm too much of a free spirit to submit. And that's how I feel. Like that's how I feel essentially. Like I'll give you all the love and nurturing and all of that shit. Like I'll give you all of that. But I'm not giving up agency of myself. Like I did that my whole life. I don't think I ever, intended to be doing that in my adulthood. Okay. Listen, I only submit paperwork. Listen, okay, file it, hang it up. Okay, Morgan saying to the best friend, wife me, please. Girl. Not wife me, please, sis. Wife me, please. Wife me, please, my nigga. And so that's why I come in with feeling like, okay, y'all, I get it. Like I get it. It's great. It is great to have a person. Like it's so great to have a person. It is. You know what I'm saying? But the desperation for just being a wife, I feel like that. I feel like it leaves a lot of reality out of the situation. It's like you only care about the placement. Okay? Yeah, Morgan need to go next. It's time. It's time for her to go, especially because they sent Marcia home. It's time for Morgan to go too. Blake's best friend is a woman, and she asked Sue Ann how she has his back because he's so noble. And she talks about how she defends him in the women's lounge. Y'all, I didn't like this moment. See what I mean when I said, like, here comes another example of the community also forcing the woman to do certain things that she shouldn't have to do. Like, do white women have to, and I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm really, but I do feel like a lot of times people who live this whole submission, submit to my husband so he can take care of everything. It's like a Eurocentric, I'm sorry, like some white people shit, right? Essentially, you're getting this from white people, okay? Essentially. You don't even have another reference point. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just talking about black people specifically, the way we grew up in this society and seeing marriage and all of that. Like, there weren't other people here for a very long time. They weren't, you know what I'm saying? There were white people and black people. And then the people that fit in between the white and the black. But essentially, it, like, it wasn't a large population of other ethnicities of people for a long time in America. For a long time, it was just black people and white people. So like I think a lot of our understandings of things come from white people, and that's fine. But I feel like when you have that mindset, you also have to ask yourself, do you ask white women these questions? Like, because you're using their standard. Be clear that you're using their standard, okay? So if you're using their standard, then I need to ask you, do you think that white women are asked when they're sitting down with, a white man's family and friends, how does she plan on having his back? Which to me sounds like, how do you plan on protecting this man? Because this man is so noble. And I feel like essentially what makes a nigga noble is the fact that his woman shouldn't have to protect him. The times I have heard about men being noble is when they were knights, when they actually fought for a living. And yeah, you gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna let nobody run up on your man from the back. You know what I'm saying? You gonna Joe Button to Harry the situation at the end of the day. But I didn't like the idea that off rip. This is another thing. And Advocate Sue is already an advocate. She didn't need nobody to press her about that. That's why we call her Advocate Sue, because she was in the women's lounge advocating for the men on behalf of them and their feelings in a way that she should not have been. And we as women, this is what we do in a male-centered society. We center the men above all. That doesn't mean that women aren't selfish, but even in their selfishness, even in them making decisions for themselves, a lot of the times there is some male-centeredness going on there. And that is weird as hell for a woman to ask another woman, how are you going to protect this noble, valiant man? Because I feel like the question really should be, how will you nurture him? How will you show him love? Not how will you protect this nigga? And you know what that make me feel like? That make me feel like Blake often puts himself in a situation where a woman has to defend him. Why are you always in situations where you have to be defended? And why am I the one that has to pick up the cape to do it? And you picked the right one with Advocate Sue because she's already one of those women. She's already one of those women innately. And so to then imply that she has to prove even further that this is what she does, like, is exhausting. Like, to me, if I was Sue, I probably would have felt away. Like, bitch, that's all I do is advocate for this nigga. Like, that's really what she said. Really what she said was, child, that's all I do every week in a women's lounge. Because every week the women are complaining about him. Every week he's in the bottom. And every week I'm like, no, 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 no. Bitches say, yeah. Okay? So like that line of questioning that friend of his asked, it's like, it doesn't even matter that your best friend is a woman because she is not coming from the standpoint of being a woman first. I respect women who are, I'm a woman first. That's what I respect. Okay? Because usually what that means is I have to then keep in mind as a woman, like how I would feel in a situation. I don't want to be expected to protect a man as if, he's not stronger than me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to defend a man all the time. I want him to be able to handle his own shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, if anything, he's supposed to be, protecting and defending me. Ain't that your job, nigga? Y'all complain about your job of protecting and providing, but then you want to put on women how we need to be nurturing and all of this shit, but then also providing and protecting. Y'all asking too much. I feel like you motherfuckers is asking too much, okay? Especially in this situation, okay? But anyway, Anthony's homegirl meets Mercedes, Suan, and Cynthia. Child, Anthony was with everybody this week. I thought that was crazy. I was like, child, he has so many connections still. But she wants to know if Cynthia can be submissive. See, so this is another woman. And I said this earlier, so I'm not going to reiterate. But y'all see what I'm saying, right? Like, it's not even just the men that are asking these questions. They bring women on, and women who you would think, I guess, I mean, if you grew up in the damn 90s watching Living Single and shows like that, like, those women still found men. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, women still had men in long-term relationships and shit without all of this, oh, I need to return to my 1950s version of a woman in order to get a man. I don't know what has happened between the 90s and now, but the time change in a way, women used to feel about their independence is so different now. Like, now y'all act like it's a bad thing when at the end of the day it grew out of necessity. Like, women didn't become independent because you know what I'm saying, we wanted to all the time. It was because if you weren't independent, you either had to be because there was nobody there to help take care of you, okay? Or you were being abused, or, really abused. Like, you were being abused, either physically, emotionally, they cheat a lot, or they hold the money over your head. Like, so it's weird that is what made the 90s women and the 90s independent woman and all of that. That's what made that. And also, being an independent woman does not mean I don't want a man. It doesn't mean I don't need to be with a partner. It doesn't mean that I don't want to be with a partner. It just means that I can take care of myself with or without a partner. Doesn't mean you don't want a partner. And so now I feel like women feel like they don't want to be independent or seen as independent, because then that means I don't need a man. But essentially, no adult should need another adult to live. Period. Period. Now, this emotional shit, this in my life shit, this how I feel about you shit, that's different. And both parties should feel like that. Okay? Both parties should feel like that. It's crazy. It's really, really weird, The options are none of the above. Okay? Listen, ain't nobody trying to be out here scoring for food and shelter. Listen, to me, what has happened is we are teaching young ladies they don't have to, and men now need to push the goalposts. Hence, P and Carisha. They don't have to what? You don't have to what? Hey y'all, 900 people in here. Make sure y'all like the video, like the video, like the video. I'm about to move on to Love and Marriage DC. So, I'm just reading some of y'all comments before we do. Two whole individuals. That's it. That's all. And that's where I'm at with it. Like, yes, with you or without you. Like, I feel like we're trying to go in the complete opposite direction because women are tired of being the main ones responsible for the family in the community. Like, and I hate the way men act like that's not the case, when literally, like, when I think about my church has men involved. It's a Catholic church. Women can't be pastors at that church. But when I think about the people that are, the number of women in comparison to the number of men, there are always more women in that church, uplifting it, holding it together, having the meetings, making sure things get done around there, than men. There are men there, but there are more women, always more women involved in the church process, especially in these recent years. They have to deal with this treatment from men. Yes. And you don't. Like, when I was watching, we about to switch over, y'all, but that Krishan and Blueface shit that's been going on this weekend, I was watching that shit and I was just kind of like, the fact that young women are gonna think that it's okay for a man to be online referring to you as that bitch all the time, like, that's insane to me. I am so happy that I grew up with this feeling of, I don't care who you are, you will not disrespect me like that. Like, as a man, like, when women talk, you know what I'm saying? Or even when me and my homeboys are talking and we running it, but you are never going to call me a bitch in such a way. Like, it's a slap in the face. I don't like the way it feels. You're not going to act like it's not what it is when you call me that as a man, when men call women bitches. Like, okay? Like, in the word of a man, like, can malign a woman's character for anybody that comes after him. Like, so it's the craziest thing, the way people act like Like men read the whole facts. Men read the whole facts. They may not care all the time, but a lot of times, like, a woman's reputation will precede her. A man can be a complete hoe, and y'all will buy out the tickets to his concert like he is the best thing since sliced bread. Shout out the Future. Okay? No shade. If any of y'all sons in this chat, please help us out and go the opposite way of this foolishness. Seems like our independence is directly attached to their manhood. Yes, and that's not how it should be. Their manhood should only be attached to the way they handle themselves and the way they handle their lives, their decisions. Just like our womanhood is only a representation of us and how we handle ourselves. You know what I'm saying? The more independent we are, the less they feel like a man, and vice versa. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't. I'm sorry, Love and Marriage DC is boring. I know, that's why I'm gonna make it interesting. The fact that Winter, Ashley, Sherelle, and Alicia were on the live last night talking about joy and acting like high schoolers did not sit well with me. Alicia is doing too much, and Ashley, we see you. Oh, I missed the live last night. I missed the live. Did somebody put it in the Discord or something? Oh, I am. New album. Fuck y'all hoes. Bye. Yes. Yes, Megan the Stallion. Yes, Megan the Stallion. Okay, I just saw something that somebody put in the Discord. I'm trying to see, did anybody put that Simone went off on Jeffrey. Oh wow. Simone went off on Jeffrey, y'all. What happened? Why did Simone go off on Jeffrey? I don't want to watch it, but if y'all can tell me in the comments, I'd be very happy. I was trying to see if I could find if anybody put it in here, but I don't see it. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Thank you for the super chat, Summer. Like I said earlier, you will always get my coin and support because you don't play in my face and lie to me for views. These networks and artists will. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do. I do. Thank you, R. Marie. I definitely flew to Chicago from Houston to see a sold out Future concert. Love you. And it's okay, girl. It's okay. I'm not mad at y'all. I am not mad at y'all. I feel like, like Future and them say, ain't nobody perfect. It's cool. It's cool. But then don't act like, don't change those those same words when women do shit. Okay? Unfortunately, a man's manhood has been directly connected to women. They do believe that a woman's rep and actions have the ability to emasculate them and take away their manhood. And they should stop that because that's stupid. That's not real manhood. Like, that's not real manhood. That's not even real personhood. Like how is it that somebody else's decisions can make you look bad in such a way? Like, that's foolishness. That's what you tell yourself. So that you don't have to be responsible for the part you play. And also because y'all always being punked by other lame ass dudes. Like, I feel like dudes always like let other lame ass dudes get in their head. Niggas be over there telling you stupid, unhappy as fuck. And you gonna listen to them so y'all can be unhappy together. Just like there are women that do that, I feel like there are a whole bunch of men who do the same thing. The live was on Color Me Pink's channel. Okay, all right. So I'll watch it later and maybe I'll come back and talk to y'all about it then. Jeffrey left a paragraph on their YouTube page because she didn't like what Simone said. Simone did some research and put her relationship history on blast in the most shady way. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to watch that. Simone did too much in my opinion. She decided to spray that lady because she called her disgusting. I don't care if Jeffrey is lying to these men on this show. Oh yeah, I don't care either. These men on this show lying. Y'all ain't gonna convince me of otherwise. Perpetrating, coloring hair and shit. You niggas is weird. Jeffrey lied about past relationships. Simone did a background check and put her on blast. All because she said she ain't like that. She said something in the comments on a video. That's a lot. But y'all know I feel like Simone and your boy are performative. Like, their relationship cute, but there's a part of me that feels like they only in that relationship because it gets them this type of attention, in which they both want. Definitely worth the watch, Bondi. I want your insight because some think Simone went too far, but I think, oh well. Like, I would have to see what Jeffrey did first. But I do feel like when a woman goes out of her way to fuck over another woman in such a manner, like, I need a good enough reason for it. Other than that, I'm gonna be looking at you like, if you were so happy, why you got all this energy for somebody else? Like, shouldn't there be a penis for you to go play with? Like, I'm just saying. You know, Happy bitches don't hate. Hating bitches don't. I mean, hating bitches not happy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If it wasn't for the bleep, Simone would have been doxing her. Oh, wow. That's a lot. This is about Ready to Love. We're about to get into Love and Marriage DC, but we just finished Ready to Love. Make sure y'all like the video. Almost 900 of y'all in here. Only 421 likes. I'll wait. I'll wait to get into the show because I know y'all want me to get into Queens of R&B. I know that's why y'all really here. Men respect their friends way more than they women. Is giving gay. They need fathering. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I mean, to me, I feel like one of the biggest things I learned, like from my dad, was that he was a leader. Like he was a leader. There was only, I mean, you couldn't embarrass him and all of that type of shit. Absolutely not. But there was also only so much of his manhood that was gonna be because of somebody on the outside. Like, no, a lot of it was about the way he carried himself, the way he handled people, the way he handled business, and he knew that. That's why it was important for him to be, to have integrity, because he felt like his personhood was reflective, like his manhood was reflective of him. You know what I'm saying? How he treated people. So for me, the way a lot of men act as if how they treat people or how they are has nothing to do with how they're seen, but the way other people speak about them and how they are. Like that. Like, Martell, for instance. Like, Martell cares more about the shit that y'all say. He wants y'all to lie and make him look better for the things that he's done, but we've all seen it. So it's like, why you just can't be a man, admit that's where you was at, grow from it, learn from it, move on, don't make the same mistake again. Instead, you want to act like everybody is, lying on you or trying to malign you, and TV got you looking different than what you really are. No, you're that nigga, bro. You exactly who who we see you to be. Everybody has their moments, but you're who we see you to be. Change it, but don't act like it's not what we see. And they do that all the time. It's exhausting. I see 900 people, but I only see 458 likes. I feel like y'all can like this video some more before I move on to Love and Marriage DC. You don't have to be an attorney to do background checks. Someone went too far. I feel like that's still like, I don't know why, yeah, look, I mean, I would do it if I was her, just because I'm on the show and all of that, and I talk about the show. So I want to see what's really tea on Jeffrey, but I wouldn't be trying to like, spray nobody in no fucked up way, because life is life. You never know what happened in people's relationships or in their life in order for them to respond to things the way that they do. But yeah. All right, so I see 460 likes, so only 2 more likes since I said that. Okay, well, I'm gonna still be waiting until I get to like 500 likes. When I get to 500 likes, then I'll start talking about Love and Marriage DC. How about that? Okay. Jeffrey was mad about comments Simone said in a previous video. Jeffrey overreacted to the comments. However, using her investigator to compile the info was trash to me, even if it was public info. Yes, I can understand why you would feel that way, Crystal. Okay. Let's see, we're almost there. 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 We almost there. We almost there. All right, y'all. Oh, and there we go. Let's do it. Okay, so Ashley comes home at the beginning of the episode overwhelmed because Quick has once again worked himself into a hospital stay. They've been to the ER twice this week, and they found out he has esophageal issues. Y'all know he had issues with his hands, gout, arthritis type of situation. Then they said he lost his voice at one point, and now it's the esophagus. That's not because he's always talking. It's because he's always drinking. He may not be an angry drunk, but he probably is somebody that like drinks when they work. You're a DJ. Your business is party. So I'm sure there's a level of drinking that's happening. And also you could tell by his stomach, like, Quick is so little. His frame is small. So in order for him to have that belly like that, that's because he probably drinks a lot. And like I said, he's in a party business. So that makes sense. But also you have to be very cognitive of that as you're getting older, because it's only going to cause more issues, in your body. It's going to cause more issues. So, now he has esophageal issues, and Ashley is running back and forth from the hospital to the house, stressed out and tired and angry with him, and really wants him to stay his ass in the hospital by himself. Yep, sounds like GERD. Yeah. Yeah, and we've had that a lot. I mean, I've had that before. When I got my gallbladder removed, it caused a lot of like acid reflux issues, and it wasn't really acid reflux. I don't have a gallbladder, so the bile doesn't have anywhere to go. If I eat something too spicy, if I drink too much alcohol, it will repeat, and it feels the same way as GERD, which is gastric intestinal child. I can't even remember the whole name for it, but it's just when when your shit repeat. You get a lot of heartburn. You feel like, you swallowing little bitty knives and shit. It's very, very terrible. You know what I'm saying? It can feel like your chest is on fire. It's bad. So, and you can lose your voice because essentially your body starts to overproduce acid, and the acid eats away at your esophageal lining. And that causes issues with your breathing. So yeah, it's an issue and it's a problem. And it tells me that he isn't taking good care of himself when he should. It's not that you work too much, it's that you don't take good care of yourself in order to offset how much damage you put on your body. And I feel like it's really like why is it men's mentality that they don't have to take care of their bodies? Like, it's so weird to me the way like we have to impress upon black men to take care of their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, how often, like, not often, because, like, I make sure that Lyric handles that stuff on his own, but, like, I have to make appointments for him sometimes or remind him that he has to do something when it comes to his body, because he'll just kind of let time go on and be hurting and just keep working through the hurt and all of that type of stuff. It's like, no, go to the damn doctor, please. Will you please go to the doctor? Like, women have to, like, impress that upon men all the time. And I feel like that's so weird that you're not as interested in taking care of yourself, even when you have money, even when you have access. So yeah, this is exhausting to me. And in all honesty, I can understand Ashley's frustration. If you want to be sick, if you want to, leave this earth too soon, if you want to not see your grandchildren because you want to run your little body into the ground instead of taking good care of yourself like your money should allow, then that's on you. Actually, make sure you got some life insurance. Like, this, it's exhausting. Like, I'm like, at what point are you going to take responsibility for your own body? Like, it should not be Ashley's responsibility to take care of this nigga's body to this degree, y'all. Yes, you want her, stay at home mom. You want her to cook for the man. You want her to make sure he has everything he needs to go out there in the world. You want to make sure the house is clean. He has, absolutely all of that shit. But this is taking it a step further when I now have to do extra shit because you refuse to take care of yourself. That's too much. She needs to find a way to put her foot down in some capacity. Like, I'm telling you right now, if that nigga got to go to the ER one more time behind something like that, I probably would be like, just call me if it's life threatening. If he gonna get out in a day or two, don't call me. Call the Lord, okay? Because, like, you just taking advantage of the fact that people are going to be there to help nurse you back to health until you decide to run yourself into the ground again. Okay? Mm, okay. I see y'all. DC talked about how ready to love flip-flops, the exes, and the family friends each season. Yeah, they shouldn't do that. That's stupid. We need to know what's going on, okay? Um, yeah, it's gonna take for his kids to become emotional in front of him to get it. That's so exhausting. Anyway, so Arena and Jamie go to the sex store because they're still not having a lot of sex. He says that she makes him wait so long for it. Y'all, do I have to? Okay. You probably don't know anything about foreplay. You probably don't know anything about foreplay, Jamie. You probably don't. Like, old aggressive niggas are used to women being turned on by being turned around and fucked violently. Like, not violently, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like growing up, women really, really, were more into like this aggressive energy, like a man that's gonna pick you up and sling you around and bounce you up and down on it, and throw you on the bed and flip you over and all of that. Like, that's what a lot of women feel like a good lay is. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with foreplay. And as a woman gets older, that shit is no longer a turn on. Nigga, I'm hurt. My back hurt. Like, you got to be a little more gentle with me. Shit, I need you to be gentle. Okay? It has its moments for you to slap ass and yank hair, but you also need to be able to be soft in sex. I hate to say it like that, but that, like, you have to be able to be soft and be attentive to a woman's body in that space. Like, yes, there are moments when she's gonna say, go harder. There's are your moments to press. But other than that, nigga, be easy with this shit. And it feel like he probably is one of those dudes. And so now that they're older and she needs more to get her to that space, she needs more mental shit to get her to that space. He doesn't know how to do that. Pain is not always pleasure. It's not. It's not always pleasure. Sometimes it's just pain and you doing too much. Back the fuck up out. You know what I'm saying? Back up away. Okay? You in there wrong. Take it out and put it back in. Whatever. Okay? But yeah, no, like, it definitely feels like because of the time period of their relationship, all you 70s babies that don't like to be, y'all don't like to do anything outside of the masculine box. Like, as soon as they walk into the sex store, he tells her she can't get a dildo. Why can't she get a dildo? It's not a real person. It's not like, why can't she get a dildo? That's insane. That's insane. Like, a part of, like, the fact that you feel like you should be able to control how this woman pleasures herself. Like, think about that. And that's the societal norm, like, for men to feel uncomfortable with women using sex toys. And it's like, but everything is not like a competition for you. And the fact that you feel like everything is an assault to your manhood means that your manhood is real fragile. And is that really manhood if it's that fragile? Because that's what this is, like, very fragile manhood. And then everybody has to walk on fucking eggshells around you. Because you are fragile, your response is to be angry or blow up or be demeaning and disrespectful. And that shit is tiring. And you're a child. Like, you're a child. A lot of men with the way they handle these things. So for me, when they're having these issues, it's because he doesn't know how to adequately communicate with her. He doesn't know how to make her feel better. He doesn't feel like he has to. In their relationship, him saying sorry or buying shit means that she needs to get over it and stop talking about it, or he's going to get angry. And something tells me that's why she likes to bring shit up in front of other people, because that's the only time she can get it off her chest without having to worry about the big blow up that she know he won't do in front of other people, specifically if he's not drunk. So I feel like Arena needs some fucking agency in her relationship. Arena needs to go into the bathroom and lock the door and do whatever the fuck she wants to do with dildos and whatever other pleasure buttons that she wants to press. She can go and do all of that shit. And then maybe she can be a better, because you complain about her not wanting sex enough. Maybe she needs to warm herself up before you come in, since you don't know how to do it. Like, or you're not interested in doing it. That's another thing. A lot of the shit that Jamie says is just very selfish, male-centered. It all has to be about him. It always has to be about how he feels first and foremost. And yeah, no, like that's not conducive for good lovemaking when the circumstances of your relationship change. And then you need somebody that's going to be into your body and know how to make you feel good because they want to make you feel good, not because they want to just get their rocks off with you. And I feel like, a lot of sex between men and women is selfish, where it's all about the woman having sex to make the man feel like he did a good job, but not so the man can actually do a good job. That's why women fake orgasm so much, because sex is about making him feel like he did something versus making him actually do something. Insane, isn't it? Because, like, how about you just be good at it if you want me to be moaning and all of that? I'm not about, like, why is the idea for a woman to be so scared to offend your sensitive ass manhood that she can't even tell you that you're not doing this shit right in order for you to do it better? Anyway, child, he was really excited about those vibrating panties. They talk about him talking to her crazy at the wig event. He didn't want her to forget about him. And I'm like, when she asked if you were jealous, and then you was like, how am I gonna be jealous? Because if you win, I win. Yeah, that's what your mind is saying. But in your feelings, a lot of men, y'all feelings of whenever y'all woman is doing something that's about her, is that she won't want you anymore once she gets to a certain place. She'll get to a certain place, and then you will no longer be appetizing to her. So now you have to stop her from growing, because you feel like if she grows too much, she'll grow past you. And to me, that's like more of a manipulative tactic than it is real love. Like, you come into this moment that's really about Arena and make it about yourself. And then when she says you must be jealous, you act like she's insane for even bringing it up, when that's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you did. Like, you made the moment about you because you felt like you were being left out. My nigga, that's jealousy. I don't know if you know. That's jealousy. I just didn't want you to forget about me. How is she gonna forget about you? It's one event, nigga. Like, y'all are there together. But the fact that you feel the need to shake it up and make her feel insecure emotionally so that you can feel secure, like that dynamic in y'all relationship, you have to make her feel insecure. You have to make her feel bad. You have to embarrass her so that you don't feel insecure whenever she starts shining. That's not good in any relationship, y'all. And that's just what I see in their relationship. It's the makeup of a lot of women's relationships with their men. Specifically, if their men are considered good men, a lot of it is, these types of emotional sacrifices. Why I gotta lie to you, or I gotta always put your feelings in front of mine, because if not, then I'm not doing this wife shit right. If you're not feeling like no matter what, I will push everything aside for you, even me. You know what I'm saying? I'll push my own shit aside for you. That's what I have to do. And if I'm not doing that, I'm not a good wife. But that's crazy. That's crazy, but that's how he feels. Even when they talked about it later on, like, no, even before we get to the later on conversation, him telling her that she has amnesia, him gaslighting her, telling her she doesn't remember it right, as if it's not on camera. You were drinking. How the fuck you gonna tell me how I remember it? How you gonna tell me how I remember it, and you was the one that was drinking, Jamie? Make it make sense, sir. When he says that he supported her when she was nobody, I understand what you might have meant by that. But at the end of the day, it still doesn't negate that there are a lot of men out here that specifically keep their women from doing certain things and growing as a person for fear that she will no longer want him once she sees that she can elevate past him. And that's how you know a lot of men live in an insecure place and pretend that they don't. Like, you pretend like you're so secure, but if you were really secure, your woman would be able to shine, and you simply just stand and hold her down like she's done for you so many times. You just stand there and be like, look at my woman. You know what I'm saying? She doing her thing. This is what's up. And you feel pride from that. That's the real thing. To feel pride from watching her grow and knowing that, you're her person. Okay, but at the end of the day, if you're trying to stop her from growing just so your feelings can be protected, that's fucking selfish. And that's crazy for you to take this one moment. Like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. The wig launch, like Alicia and Ashley point out later on, you taping shit up on the wall with white tape, girl. You ain't even got no real, she ain't got no real setups and all of that. It was rink dink. It was a little rinky dink. But at the end of the day, what's most important is you get these wigs made and you get these wigs out for people to buy. You'll, come out with another line and do it bigger the next year. That's not important. But at the end of the day, this is obviously something that she cares about, that she's working on, that she's working to make bigger. She doesn't need to have you making those moments about you, because then everything she does is going to be like, is this going to make Jamie feel the way? And she's probably already doing that. Y'all, that's exhausting. Look, Tiny. Yes, it's exactly like Tiny. It's exactly like Tiny. Because Arena has allowed all of this to go on for a long time. It's obvious she has gotten her little bit voice from this show. Jamie was wilding. Arena, I'm a bit proud she stood on it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when she in front people, she always stand on it. But she also is full of shit. So I ain't gonna give her too much credit. Still acting like you ain't hear that nigga say your baby was a bum. He did. And you know you heard him say it because that wasn't the first time he said it. Like, you can't want other people to hold your husband more accountable than you hold your husband accountable. That's crazy to me. Like, that she always wants other people to help her fight him. You know what I'm saying? Or help her make her point because she doesn't have enough power in her own relationship to assert her feelings and that they matter. She always got to go get another couple or another man to see her side of it so that Jamie will hear her feelings. And it shouldn't even be that hard. Nigga, I'm married to you. My feelings should matter more than anybody else's. I shouldn't have to go and talk to to Quick and Ashley about something in order for them to get you to realize what I'm saying is the truth. And that's a lot of times how he do her. Jamie went when he said to his wife, he thought he made her, and that was trifling. I agree. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. So yeah, Winter talks to her daughter Kayla. Y'all, it was a real cute conversation. But basically, Winter got a new man that she met through Sherelle and Black. They actually had a double date where they did a cooking class. It was real cute, but we're not getting much, from that. Like, first of all, Kayla, I already said it. Kayla, don't try to rush into marriage, my love. I know you 21 and you in love with a young man, but if you in love with him at 21 and you still in love with him at like 26, 27, then by all means, get married, girl. Do your thing. But at 21, you don't know how your mind is going to change. You don't know how life is going to affect you, and you do not want to put yourself in that situation too early. That is a real commitment, and you do not want to put yourself in that situation too early, and you damn sure don't want to tie yourself down to a baby too early, because you're going to think that's what you want. You're going to get it. You're going to see exactly what it really is, which is day in, day out. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's there are no off days. There are no sick days. You know what I'm saying? Not really. And the shit is hard. And you can't just give up when it's hard. And you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can walk out for a moment, but at the end of the day, you legally bound to a person. So, and to a child. So just give it until after your brain fully forms. Once your brain is fully formed after 25, then make that decision. Okay? But if y'all just want to be in a relationship with one another, that's great too. If you want to, call him your husband to be and all of that, girl, do all of that shit. But essentially, we just trying to keep it a buck with you. Don't rush into it, because you're going to feel differently in about 5 or 6 years. You may still love him, but you'll probably still have some feelings that are different. So that's why you should just wait. That way you can go into it being very sure of yourself. You really don't know what you don't know. And I'm going to just say it like that. Okay? The Silvers and the Tylers meet to talk. Quick is better because he lost his voice before they found out about his esophagus issues. They have to get on Quick about his health. So everybody jumps on Quick. You need to take care of yourself, Quick. And then we get on Jamie. And, Jamie, you really been hitting that bottle back, man. And Arena says, he jumped on me about doing reels and stuff. It was the delivery. And he said, are we clear? Like I was a 5-year-old child. He talking to me like I'm a 5-year-old child. And it's just like, well, you allow it, Arena. You allow it, Arena. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, at some point, you're going to have to take responsibility for the fact that Jamie treats you this way because you allow it. Like, listen, you allow him that power over you. I feel like there is a power struggle in their relationship, and it really shouldn't be one. Like, I feel like that whole power dynamic thing really shouldn't even be a part of the conversation in marital relationships, but it is, unfortunately. And I feel like Arena acquiesces way too much of her agency in this relationship, emotionally and mentally. And because of that, he's going to talk to you and handle you however he sees fit. He said, he was like, I apologize. It's done. I don't know why we still talking about it. We still talking about it because she still feels a way about it, because that's just the way you are. And he feels like, well, y'all know I drink, so move around me when I'm drinking then. And I feel like that's fucked up for you to feel like that. That's fucked up for you to feel like you can be an asshole when you drinking and everybody just got to move around you. So explain to me again, how is your son supposed to do things that he doesn't want to do when his own damn daddy is going to tell everybody, I don't care about your feelings. I want to drink. I'm just saying, like, y'all be missing how your actions teach your kids more than what you tell them. So if your drinking is causing issues in your relationships with your friends and with your wife, and maybe that's something you need to pull back on to just be a little bit more cognitive of, you ain't got to completely stop drinking, but niggas know, like, okay, I had my two good ones. Now I'm gonna go back to some water for a little while so I don't get too fucked up. Let me bring it back down a little bit, and then once I get a little bit more, I eat something, I can drink some more. You have to start tempering yourself as you become an adult, because you don't want to be out here being guided by drunken, fucking arguments and feelings and stuff like that, because you're being your feelings more when you're drinking. It is what it is. So I personally feel like Jamie not having to be accountable in the way he comes off to people because of that drinking shit, to me, it's the same thing. It's a lack of accountability, and then you expect Lil Jamie to have accountability in his life, and you show him that he don't have to. Ever since Arena said Jamie was her side dude, I realized he has never fully trusted her not to cheat on him. Ooh. I have yet to have an older woman say anything, but it was good that I waited until my later 30s to get married. If it was just Arena and him, they would have just got past it. She should stop faking in front of others. Um, but see, that's the thing. I don't think they're getting past anything. They're not getting past it. She just lets shit go. She'll just let it go, but they don't get past it. He bully her in private just like he bully her in public. But in public, she feel like I can get somebody to help me fight him. That's why she does that. She does it in front of people because she doesn't feel like she can stand up to him on her own. They don't get past shit in private. They don't. She just lets it go because she don't want to argue with him. That's all it is. And he probably talk real bad to her, and at some point she just be like, all right, man, whatever. And she don't want to talk no more. Right, that old adage, do what I say and not what I do, it doesn't work. You have to lead by example because these children are watching you. For real. For real. So Ashley and her elf Alicia go looking for a Christmas tree. They talk about Arena's wig launch. Ashley says Jamie should have supported Arena. It's like it can't just be about her. I'm like, and you see that. But I want you to recognize that Quick is the same way with you. You just are able to get Quick to pretend to be more in line. But essentially, I feel like Quick being on the side of his wife seems like you're doing it not genuinely. It's not being genuinely done because you feel like that. It's being done because you don't want to be in trouble with the only person who takes care of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it feel like. Well, Ashley called Alicia her elf. I didn't call her that. She called her that. Don't say Brittany said that. Okay, don't say Bondi did it. That was a quote from the show. She said, so I guess Alicia is like my little elf. That's what Ashley said. Thank you, DeQuasia, for the super chat. Arena was too focused on the delivery of his message instead of calling out his overall demeanor. Exactly. And that's because she's so used to making the issues that they have minuscule when it's really a bigger problem. You don't respect me. You talk to me crazy. You make me feel bad. And I would really like for you to care a little bit more about my fucking feelings since I have to walk on eggshells around yours. That's probably really how Arena feels. Quick marriage seems very performative. It does. And that's what I'm saying. It often doesn't feel as genuine. You know what I'm saying? As they want to portray it as. So a lot of times, like, I think Quick is just going along because he doesn't want to piss Ashley off. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Okay. So yeah, they talk about Joy. Joy told Ashley that she's not coming to her Christmas party because she doesn't want to be around Sherelle. Alicia says that Joy told her she doesn't like that Sherelle is always around, and it is kind of phony to her for Alicia and Ashley to always have Sherelle around if she's just supposed to be an associate and not a friend. Because y'all know Ashley doesn't like to call people friends off rip. Ashley had Friendsgiving and doesn't invite Sherelle and Black because of Joy and Clifton. And now Joy is talking shit. And Ashley's like, well, I didn't invite the people that I'm closer to for you. And now it sounds like, you out here acting like I'm fake and phony and shit. Alicia says we don't go on a show and befriend another woman who is talking to the man that we ended up, getting married to. Basically, Alicia, they've brought Carmen around. We've apparently Carmen has been around more than just once with these women, and Carmen is disseminating information in between the groups. I don't know why they just don't bring Carmen on the show, because it's apparent that this situation had a lot to do with Carmen. But anyway, um Alicia says, how we phony when you the one that is now best friends with the woman who is your biggest competitor for the man that you about to marry. And this is when, she asked, were they married? Because they were calling themselves the Pettys, Tyler's and the Pettys. Because Clifton's last name is Clifton Petty. So they will be the Pettys. Are they married? Ashley, I guess, thought that because she was mad at Joy, that saying that they were married, even though she didn't know that for a fact, was supposed to, like, what was that supposed to do, y'all? Because it seemed like Ashley said that, yes, they were married just because she was mad at Joy for calling her fake and phony. I was just kind of like, but what that's supposed to do? If they married or not married, they gonna get married. They want to be married. So what we talking about? Like, it's just so weird to me. And then she lies and says, oh, well, the reason why they don't want to tell anybody they're married is because she really wanted a big wedding. And we know that's not the truth. We know Joy didn't want a big wedding. So yeah, I was just kind of looking at this whole scene like, please make this make sense, because this shit is just stupid to me. I would like to see more Black in Sherelle, since he threw an entire engagement surprise wedding for her a few years ago that went viral. Really? Okay, I did not know that. The more people talk about it, it seems you may have been right about Clifton being the one wanting the celebrity. It does seem that way. Ashley and Alicia are childish and messy. They are. Ugh, leave baby Jesus on Ready to Love DC. Okay. I did not want to see baby Jesus eye Carmen. Child, I'm not feeling Joy. Carmen and Joy are messy and they hide hands like on Ready to Love. Joy gives fake vibes. Joy needed to fall back with making people acquiesce into her demands. You are brand new to the show. We barely know anything about you outside of your relationship with the Tylers. Exactly. Um, yeah, it was all very confusing, y'all. Okay, somebody said Ashley is fake. No, I think they are married and they're just trying to keep it hush. Okay. The scene was confusing. I don't understand this. Ashley is giving fake. Okay. So after this conversation, Ashley, Arena, and Joy go to a spin class together. Ashley is there to check her about what Alicia said that she said about them being fake. They did a full workout, and Joy reinforces that the reason why she wasn't at the wig launch is because her and Clifton were on the toilet. And we're going to believe them, even though we feel like they're lying because Sherelle wasn't there. And Joy wants to know if Arena was going to let her know that Sherelle was going to be there, considering the fact she's already told y'all she don't want to be, in no close space with them. And Arena was like, yeah, girl, I was going to tell you before you walked in, but I didn't want to tell you because I wanted you to come and I knew that you wouldn't. And so Ashley jumps in and says, oh, well, and then you said you wasn't coming to my Christmas party because Sherelle was going to be there. And, I have a 4-story house. Y'all have been to my house before and y'all haven't ran into each other. So why all of a sudden now you're not down for me and you only down for the Tylers, as, I heard it was said. Okay, because that's what Alicia said. I think Alicia's messy. I think Alicia said it in a certain way, but I don't think that was exactly the way that Joy said it. But I do feel like Joy is messy. I think Joy, you already put it out there to Carmen for whatever reason. We don't know, but you've already put it out there that you don't like how they have Sherelle around all the time because you don't like Sherelle because of Black. But then when you meet up with Sherelle, you say you don't have a problem with her. So why do you have a problem with being around Sherelle in this group setting? That doesn't make any sense to me, Joy. I don't know what it is, but I feel like she is so like pressed to make herself seem like I'm just a guy's girl and I don't do all of this catty, messy girl bullshit. And it's like, but you do. But you do. Because when the beginning when they were all having that argument with Winter last week, why is Winter here? Joy, can you explain to me without any real full knowledge of who Winter is, you decided to jump in and say you didn't understand why she was there either? So you can jump on the mean girl wagon when you were part of the clique, okay? But, you know what I'm saying, without any real interactions with Winter whatsoever, you would, why Joy? I mean, why Winter here? Girl, you don't even know her. Why does it matter? Why does it matter to you? Why do you feel the way? Okay? All because Sherelle brought her? And you mad at Sherelle because Sherelle married to Black and you and Black did bad business? Like, girl, get over it. I want Joy to get over it. I really do. The fact that Joy is like, to me, it's bullshit. If you really this mad about the shit that happened with you and Black, why would you even continue to be on this show? To me, I feel like you just like making up an issue so you don't always have to come around because you really don't want to do this show. You really don't like women like that. You prefer to be around men. That's why Ready to Love was such a good opportunity for you. But essentially, you don't want to be around all these women because you don't like women like that. And if that's you, girl, that's you. But you need to go to therapy and deal with your divine feminine, girl. I know I have these issues too. Okay, I'm not as bad as you. I don't hold on to things. My mama was in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I have a great mom. So like, I'm not as bad with these things, but trust, I also have my issues with divine feminine, sis. So I get it, but you allow it to move you way too much. And that's what I respected about what Ashley said. Ashley said, listen, at the end of the day, I don't like Winter, but I'm not about to not go somewhere that Sherelle invites me to just because Winter is there. I don't need to be that bothered behind it. And honestly, Ashley, the only reason you feel like that is because Carlos is paying you. Okay, Carlos and the producers probably came in there, like I said last week, and told Ashley, if you want to be in charge of the girls, you're going to have to be in charge of all of the girls. Okay? If not, then this is not going to work, and we're not going to have a show. So Ashley is trying to do what it takes for them to have a show. Okay? But they get into how Ashley said because she was upset with what Joy said, and Joy backpedaled and pussy popped too. Okay? She said that she felt uncomfortable and they don't have to do what she does, but if she doesn't want to be around, she's not going to be around. But that's not the same thing as calling somebody fake and phony. Like, did you say the real reason why? Because you was talking about her wig. It wasn't just because y'all have Sherelle around. Having Sherelle around doesn't make Ashley fake. Having her around and talking shit about her does. But essentially, was it Ashley that talked shit about Sherelle, or was it Alicia that talked shit about Sherelle? So to me, I feel like Joy, essentially, you don't want to be, you don't want to be on this show. You don't really like these women. That's fine. But I do feel like you're looking for reasons because it just doesn't make sense. They're obviously editing a lot out. Joy is uncomfortable about Sherelle being around. Ashley says it's like how she feels about Winter. Ashley is still caught up on Alicia and her being phony and Joy not riding for her. Joy clarifies, you are my friend. I will ride for you. And I'm like, girl, what are we riding for? Where are we going? Y'all tiring me out, okay? Ashley tells Joy, Alicia asked if they were married. And so now it's that, are they married? Dum, dum, dum. We'll be back next week. Are they married? Come back next week to find out. Are Joy and Clifton married? Like, the fuck? We don't care. They're like grown as fuck. They should be if they want to be. If they don't want to be, they don't have to be. Y'all ain't about to rob and whine us to death with this shit, are y'all? Joy just wants her man. Exactly, girl. Take your man and go back to Mexico. Okay? Joy just wants her man at home. Not on a reality show, but Clifton loves the spotlight. So he got you arguing with hoes every night. Okay, so yeah, y'all. We're about to move on. Let me read some of y'all comments. Make sure y'all like the video. It's 1,000 people in here. We're about to get into the queens of R&B. We're about to get into the queens of R&B. Okay. And y'all, I told y'all I watched Candy live, so we're about to get into some things because I literally was watching. I was like, do I want to believe that Candy would damage Tasha's career just because she don't like her? Do I want to believe that about Candy? No, I don't. I don't want to believe that about my girl Candy. I don't. But I also feel like that's not how Candy move. Not really. I feel like if Candy, don't want you somewhere, she's simply gonna remove herself. She's not gonna try to stop your bag. Um, you know, like she never said that, oh, y'all can't bring Phaedra back. She just said if y'all bring Phaedra back, I'm gonna leave. That's all. We ain't called nobody down to the station and say no, don't hire her. Cause you see she over there on Married to Medicine. She was on the Ultimate Girls Trip. If Candy was really trying to ruin somebody's career, wouldn't they not be able to get a job anywhere? If she was really trying to do that? Like, cause when they blackballed Monique, the blackballing was blackballing everywhere, baby. So I didn't want to believe that. And that's because I don't believe that that's how Candy get down. I just don't. And when I watched her review on the show before I came up here to talk to y'all, I was very clear about the goings on. And I was like, oh, good. I feel like I'm right about this. That's good. Um, I feel like no one holds Tasha accountable. They don't. Y'all know the moment where Tasha's husband Rocky comes into the confessional to whisper in her ear and her eyes go dead. I was just like, so you one of them. But we know she one of them. We know she one of them. You know, see, I think that he's just like Kevin Hunter. He's just like Kendu. He's like a lot of those men that find a weak-minded woman, an insecure woman that they could convince that they love so that they can ride her coattails into success. But Rocky probably is playing a long game. You know what I'm saying? He probably handled his situation better. You protect your home. You don't have too many situations come out, and you keep your thumb on your woman. You take care of home, then you can basically rock out with your cock out and make money off this lady for the whole rest of your life and live great. And I feel like that's what he's been able to do with Tasha. I don't know the ins and outs in people's relationship. I won't say that he doesn't love her. I won't say anything like that, y'all. But when I see relationships like this, it often gives like the woman has to go vacant behind the eyes. Even though she's in charge, she's the one that's singing, she's the one that's making the money, she still has to act stupid in order to make her man feel strong. And that's why y'all don't like Candy, because Candy is not about to act like I'm not in charge over here just so Ty can feel like a man. Ty needs to feel like a man because of what he does. And I'm still going to be in charge over here because I'm Candy Burris. Even if I'm Candy Burris Tucker, okay? Okay? Candy Burris Tucker, okay? So yeah, girl, it's crazy the way this patriarchal society shit, gets into the women's heads now. About because everybody handles it differently. You can see as we look at all of these different women, everybody's handling the situation differently. But see, the women who have men, like, is an automatic assumption that those women are gonna have to like dumb themselves down in one way or another in order to have a man. Can't be your full amazing self and have a man, because then that must mean that he's weak, right? The fuck be going on? It don't be making no sense. But bro, that moment when that boy came and talked in her ear and her eyes went there, I said, that girl is not there. The lights are not on. Nobody's inside. And now the fact that you add the God part on top of it, and this is what I be talking about, y'all. This show is like a perfect mosh posh example of how you live in a patriarchal society, and that's reinforced by the religion, and the religion reinforces the cognitive dissonance of lack of accountability. I just had this conversation with a friend of mine, and he was mad with me a little bit. He wasn't mad, but we were having a back and forth. And because he was like, well, you just don't like religion. You have an issue with religion. It's like, it's not that I have an issue with it. I just see it for what it is. It's a control tactic. Your spirituality should be you and your God. That really shouldn't have anything to do with everybody else the way everybody makes it out to seem. So like for me, I'm going to give y'all Tasha as an example. Tasha and her mama threw all of the words of the Lord onto Tamika to malign her, to make her seem like she doesn't have any God in her. Like when the mama said that shit on the phone with Tamika, you don't have enough God in you. Like, especially when you understand the situation for what it really is. That Tasha and her husband stole that money from that girl. The mama knew about it. But because the mama, seems to like Tasha more, she's inclined to lie for her and gaslight Tamika and then malign Tamika and say that Tamika is not godlike. And then she can use God, because we grew up in a church and we're a praying family and we grew up with the Lord, and you're not supposed to disrespect your parents when you grew up with the Lord. Like, you also not supposed to steal from your fucking sister when you with the Lord, bitch. But ain't it funny that this is the moment you won't bring it up? Ain't it funny? And this is a way for you not to have to be accountable. Then y'all act like Tamika, oh, like she was possessed. See all of that wording and shit to make it seem like somebody's crazy so you don't listen to them. I don't like none of that shit. And all of that was examples of how people will use their religion to judge other people and then to protect the man that they're with that's probably digmatized them into doing all of this bullshit. But you looking at that man like you look at God. You put them in the same boat. She said, I got my man and I got my God. I'm going to be all right. And for a lot of y'all feel like, yeah, that's good enough. And I feel like that's not good enough. I'm sorry, y'all. I also need my mama. I also need my homegirls. Okay? Like, I also need my cousins. I also need my friends. I also need my aunties. Like, I need more in this life than a man and God. Like, I need more than that to be fully happy, like, for me personally. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it all has to rest with me being good with me first. And that's not how, male-centered society goes. You got to send to that man first, girl. That man. And then everybody else. And then you last. I don't abide. I don't agree. But that you could tell that Tasha is using her religion to reinforce the relationship with Rocky that is obviously causing harm between she and her group and she and her sister. Okay? And that's the best way to control a woman, is to isolate her. If all she thinks she needs is her man and her God, then she's going to be able to be easily controlled because nobody is around her to throw a monkey wrench in his indoctrination. Like, that's why you got to keep everybody on the outs. And the mamas are oftentimes, especially if they had no man in the house, they be so thirsty for their daughters to have a man in the house that they feel like everything is supposed to be about keeping that man. Like, for instance, I don't know why this is coming to my mind, but what's love got to do with it? Tina Turner's mama was terrible to her. Tina Turner's mama also got abused by Tina's daddy. It was one of the reasons why she left Tina with her grandmother, was because she was getting beat on by the daddy. And then she resented Tina because that was her daddy, the man who beat her. All for her to turn around and sell her daughter off to a man who then started to beat her. But as long as that man could buy her a house, as long as that man could financially provide for her, she was willing to sell her daughter up the stream because that man was providing for her. And she was so used to having to provide for herself. And that's the same thing I'm seeing with Tasha's mama. You probably had to fend for yourself a lot. And you want, to be taken care of by a man, even if that means your daughter is the one being taken care of by a man. But you like that. So you're going to push for whatever is good for him and whatever is good for her, because, that pushes forth the God message of men and a man being God. Do what you got to do by this man, girl. You got to protect this man. Protect this man. Protect this man. Marcel White, thank you for the super chat. Latasha and Rocky's relationship reminds me of what's going to be Egypt and Sam's relationship 20 years down the road. Whew, Lord. So exhausting. Just so exhausting. So exhausting. Let me see. You giving it 20 years, right? If all Tasha needs is her God and her man, then why expect Tamika Why expect Tamika loyal to her family? It doesn't seem like she's as important in Tasha's life. Exactly. Tasha, you and Tamika have the same mother. Did you forget? Yeah, when she was like my mother. Well, that ain't gonna help sell no albums. This show is gonna be the end of her child. Ooh, Tasha mom and her husband are manipulating her. It's so clear. You could tell. You could tell using religion only when it's convenient for you to prove a point. Yes, and they do that all the time. Was this all filmed before the Tasha Rocky scandal? I feel like this part was before, but I feel like that shit happened during the show. And they only have 6 episodes, so we're going to see how this goes. Where has Rocky's management taken Latasha? I do not know. Let's be clear. Tamika, Tiny, and Candy are doing better than Tasha. It seems that they are. Child, next Tasha will be wearing a bonnet of salvation. Oh, we hope not, Lord. We hope not, Lord. Tasha gave me jealous when Candy went solo, and she seemed like she was always jealous of Candy. Oh, she was. Absolutely. We're going to get into it once I finish, when I'm going through it, I'll tell you, we'll pop in and talk about the stuff that Candy said. So, but yeah, Tamika and her mama are, arguing outside the house. Her mama wants them to take the cameras down because she doesn't want them recording this conversation. But this nigga hit something? Anyway, her mama says, cut the cameras off. Tamika says, you know they stole my money, mama. You know they stole my money. I told you they stole my money. You know they stole my money. I felt so bad for her because that's some bullshit when you know somebody did you wrong and then everybody just keeps saying you lying. Like, that's crazy. Candy invites the ladies over to the candy factory. They were supposed to have a meeting. And before Tasha gets there, child, y'all seen Candy in them wings. She had me wanting some wings. Before Tasha gets there, Tamika tells them about her bringing up Tasha stealing her money and how their mom defended Tasha, saying, you don't know what she was going through. Tamika plays the voicemail that her mama sent her. And her mama is saying, Tamika, you're wrong on all levels. You don't want to humble yourself. And you don't have enough God in you to listen to righteousness. Y'all, that's what I be talking about. That's exactly what the fuck I be talking about, y'all. If you understood like how often, and this is why I can't deal with people that want to argue with me about religion, because it's like, so we gonna act like this is not how this goes? We gonna act like that this is not how this goes? Like, have your spirituality, but don't come talking to me about no religion, bro. Because this is the problem for me right here. And everybody can act like, oh, people do that. That's not the religion. No, but the religion, the way it's made, that's how it's created. It's created to have a hierarchy in it. And your spirituality should not have a hierarchy that involves other people. It just shouldn't. It should be about you and your ancestry and your spirituality and your relationship with God and your connectedness to yourself and to spirit. That's what your religion really was supposed to be about. Turning spirituality into religion just made it a uniformity, all size fits all thing. And that's unrealistic, which is why it doesn't work in the way that it's expected to. Because you can't expect for spirituality to be a one size fits all. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. That's like expecting all people to be the same. Marcel White, thank you for the super chat. Latasha and Rocky's relationship yeah, I read that one. Okay, thank you, love. There's another one in here somewhere I feel like I missed. Okay, here we go. Author Phoenix Williams, thank you for the super chat. Tasha has such a nasty disposition. She's once again using escape for clout to launch her not needed solo career. Candy warned us. She did. And it's true. Nobody needs solo. Not from none of y'all. I'm going to just keep it a buck. Nobody needs to go solo. Everybody does better in a group. Hold up, y'all. Let me get some water. Like the video. Child, the younger people not like that, but child, it's still the older people that run shit. Okay, let's not forget. But yeah, y'all. So Candy invites the ladies over. Like I said, they play this message. I did not like the way the mama was talking to her, but that's what I'm talking about. Like those talking points that the mom used. Like, that's why when people say like humble yourself and all of that type of shit, like a lot of times I'm always looking at it like, why? What am I humbling myself for? For whose benefit? You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of times they're not asking you to humble yourself as a good person. They're asking you to stop fighting for yourself. That's what humbleness a lot of times sounds like. Stop fighting for yourself. Just let it happen. And to me, that's what the mama was saying. And then to put that on her, you don't have enough God in you to listen to righteousness when y'all are lying. Y'all, that shit made me so angry. So angry. And just imagine if Tamika didn't really know and was just questioning people, and they were putting all of that shame and guilt onto her as she was simply asking questions about where her check was going. Okay? So Kandi explained that there was a company that came out in the early 2000s that made it so that artists can get royalties on their songs, because before then only the writers would get royalty. But now this company, I forgot what it's called, but you go check with them and they'll have a check for you retroactively from money that they've been able to get for you, and you had to sign up for it. So like they signed up after the company had been out for a few years, but Tiny's mom signed them up. And so everybody was supposed to get a check from. Can you please play? I am not playing that voicemail. I do not want to hear that lady's mean. I said what I said about it. I don't need to play it. Y'all got my point. That lady evil, using the Lord to shame her daughter because she don't want to admit the truth. Like, that's terrible. Anyway, but as I'm explaining, this is how we know she lying. Tiny's mom is the one that hooked all of this up in the first place. And that's the person that, validated Tamika to let her know she was supposed to get a check. So they weren't all talking. So because Kandi and Tiny are always cool, that's how Kandi found out. And then Tiny's mom called Tamika and asked her, did you get your check? And she said no. Well, when they backed it up, they found out that her check got sent to Tasha. And Kandi explains that back in the day when they were in a group, they all had each other's information because they would have to use that information at one point or another. So they might have each other's social security numbers. They might have, be able to sign each other's signatures and things of that nature. Sound exchange. There we go. So when she went looking for the check, she found out that Tasha had signed for the checks and that they were allegedly deposited into Rocky's bank account. Allegedly, that's what's being said. Tamika said she had a friend that was an investigator that found out. And the only reason that, she did not press charges was because it was her sister. Because if she would have pressed charges, she would have been able to recoup the $30,000 and she wouldn't have had to pay taxes on it. So you stole her money, and to protect you and not send your ass to jail, she had to pay $30,000, like taxes on $30,000 worth of money outside of what she already had to pay. That's a lot, and that's fucked up for something that you did that was some snaky shit that you should have never did to your sister. And we're gonna keep acting like Tamika's lying about this. Now, this is old. This happened before they got back together. So Tamika is just now coming to this place where she and Tasha are not seeing eye to eye. Because before, Tamika would do anything for Tasha. Fight Kandi for Tasha, just like I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all in my last review that I felt like the only reason why Tamika said all of those nasty things about Kandi, being a slut and all of this, is because she was defending Tasha. And Tasha has always had issues with Kandi. And I think that she had issues with Kandi because Kandi came in 3 years younger than her and sang most of the lead vocals. So on this episode, when Tasha and Rocky are talking, trying to make it about Kandi, even though we don't even understand why she's talking about Kandi, because all of her issues in group scenes seem to be with her sister, we're very confused. It's because it's a long-standing feud with Kandi, because Kandi came in younger and was singing more of lead vocals than she was. And I believe that Tasha, probably because of her weight, was always told, you can sing better, you can sing better, you can sing better. But if that's the case, why are they also still using Kandi on a lot of the main vocals on the songs? So you're saying, like, there was no reason for Kandi to be jealous of Tasha, because Kandi was singing the lead vocals on a lot of the songs, okay? But in real life, Kandi was also naturally skinny. You know what I'm saying? And even though all of the girls of Escape were called ugly at one point or another by men in the industry and weren't treated that well because they didn't have the most feminine, they weren't Lil' Kim yet, okay? So they got talked bad about. And that's when they had to change their image and all of that. Tasha lost weight eventually, you know what I'm saying, and got smaller. But essentially, you made competition with Kandi because y'all two were the lead vocalists for the most part, and you felt slighted because they referred to you as the big one. That's what you said, that when they called you the big one, you'll never forget that. You should forget that. You were the big one. It's not a big deal. They may not know your name. So what? Fuck them. They know Escape name. Yeah, I'm the big one in Escape. You know why you shouldn't feel no way about that? Because at the end of the day, Tasha, the people that know Escape know you. And everybody always went up for your vocals. You may have felt a way about your weight. I can't tell you not to feel about that personally, but as it pertains to this group, there was never a real reason for you to feel, you know what I'm saying, that way. Because I feel like when we were all growing up listening to Escape, she was still very much that girl when it came to the vocals. You know what I'm saying? I believe everything Tamika said, Kandi said. Tamika and Kandi said, yeah. Like, I feel like she's always been jealous because Kandi was, like, skinny. That's probably what it was. It's always been about the weight thing. So now that you're skinnier, why are you still not happy, Tasha? Because you don't look happy. I don't understand why you can't do both things at the same time. That's another thing. But anyway, Tamika says she's always been loyal to Tasha, and now she's seeing the light. And they talk about how, you know, she was defending Tasha to no end. And we talked about last episode how she said she didn't, you know, almost went to jail and all kind of shit trying to defend Tasha. And I feel like that don't sound good to me, to use your sister as like an attack dog all the time. And that's what it sounds like Latasha's relationship with Tamika has been like, even though Latasha is the big sister. Like, that was weird to me. I definitely feel like Tasha's face doesn't match her legs. Yeah, Tasha's face doesn't match her legs and that blonde wig that she wears. Even though that color is pretty on her, I just be looking at her like, so if you are skinnier and lighter, is that going to make you feel better about yourself? Tasha needs to go to therapy. But when you tell her go to therapy, she going to say she got the Lord. So I'm going to just leave her alone, you know, because apparently you can pray about everything and that's just supposed to fix it. I don't think prayer without work means anything. That's why I don't like when people, you know, use God in such ways. Like when they asked her what she was going to do about the tour and all of that. What we going to do about the business portion of this? I'm going to pray about it. Bitch, you can go in the car and pray right now if you need some time alone. Or we can say Our Father right now. But we could pray so we can go ahead and handle this business. Okay? It was the uniqueness of her sound, not the running. Yes. I think it was all of them. I mean, Escape in general had a very unique sound, but Kandi's voice was very unique, and so was Tasha's. That's why their voices stuck out the most, because it was a very unique sound that they had. We've seen Kandi try to help plenty of folks she don't like. Even when we screaming at her not to, she still help folks. And when she done, she just don't fool with them. Exactly. God is her therapist. She gonna pray the pain away. Well, good luck. Good luck with that, child. That's all I got for you on that. Good luck on that. Tasha talks to Rocky about what happened. She says Tamika has a tendency to lie. Then she says that, you know, I had never seen her like that. She walked in like she was possessed. And Rocky says, you know, well, I don't give the enemy the attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with the enemy. And I was just like, so you referring to her sister as the enemy? But at the same time, you telling her, you know, I want y'all to get back cool and all of that. But, you know, I know you and Kandi, y'all ain't never seen eye to eye. And I felt what Kandi was saying on her review. Kandi said they were trying, even though she was getting into it with Tamika, they were like counting on being able to sweep the Tamika thing under the rug and just focus on her issues with Kandi. And so that's why in their scenes, that's what they're talking about, instead of talking about the situation with Tamika. So that we can be clear on what Tamika said that was so bad, since you feel like she disrespected y'all mom so bad. I don't think she disrespected the mom, but whenever you go against your parent and you have emotions about it, like if you're angry, if you're hurt, and your parent is doing something that harms you and you say that they harmed you, then all of a sudden you're being disrespectful because you're not being docile and just taking it. See the the pattern here. Just take it. And then when you don't just lie there and take it, you're the problem. Why are you not taking my lies and abuse well? You're right, Bondi. Latasha is pressed about that weight. I got VSG about a year ago. Is that the surgery? Okay. And some of my family did too. I'm the only one constantly in therapy before, during, and after surgery. My fam unhappy. Because honestly, I'm so happy for you too. I'm glad you're in therapy, and I'm glad you're working on the inner and not just the outer, because people really do think, oh, if I look better, I'll feel better. And that is not the case. You have got to deal with the damage that has been caused from thinking you're undeserving just because of your outside. That you shouldn't feel like that. You shouldn't feel undeserving because you have weight on you. So, because you're a big girl. Like, being a big girl doesn't mean that you're not beautiful, sexy, all of the beautiful things that a slim thick girl would be. You know what I'm saying? Men want you just as bad. People fetishize you and want to fuck you just as bad. So like, this society sets you up to feel like you have to be perfect, but it's unrealistic, and nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I really do feel like, you have to work on the inside, because the whole idea that something is wrong with you on the outside, and so you have to go and fix it, you know what I'm saying, in order for you to be right. Yeah, like that's fucked up at its infancy. At the beginning, that's a fucked up mindset. So even if you go and lose the weight for health reasons and all of that, you have to deal with the mental and emotional part that makes you feel like being smaller makes you more deserving, because that's not true. So you're never gonna feel that you are deserving, because that's not real. People that are small still don't feel like they're deserving. That's why, people still get, shitted on and treated badly, no matter how beautiful or amazing people may find them. It's about how they feel about themselves. Cherie, thank you so much for the super chat. People are more loyal to the religion than to God, which is why they use it as a weapon against people. Yes, they care more about the religion, the institution, than the actual meaning of what it's supposed to be. Let's be honest. Has Tasha smiled? Think about it. She's miserable. She looks miserable. Her husband looks very happy though. He's giddy. But him referring to her sister as the enemy, that let me know right there what type of time they on. Hey, Claudette, thank you. a dumbbell. Okay, super sticker. Thank you. Y'all, I love Lily scenes. I really do love most of the scenes with SWV, because they've already been through their tumultuous times. They really just about getting this money at this age. And like Candy said, they realize, that they make their bag better together. Whereas Escape, most of them don't need to be an escape to get to their bag. SWV, they need their group in order to propel their careers as singers. You know what I'm saying? It works better for SWV than it does for them separately. Even for Coco. You know what I'm saying? It works better when it's all of them. It just does. But with Escape, Candy can go and do solo. Tiny can go and do T.I. Tamika can go and be with her husband. And Tasha can go and be with her husband. But essentially, it's like your husband's business is predicated on yours. Like, he's your manager. So you can't eat off him the way he eats off you. Like, you can't rely on him solely the way Tiny can rely on the checks that she's gotten from writing, and the way she can rely on T.I. Tamika seems as if she can rely on her husband. His business is separate from hers. Candy got her own bread. Also, Todd got money. Business can be, has some businesses separate from hers, so you can be relied on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they have that same situation with Rocky and Tasha, because as long as I've seen Rocky, he's always been her manager, which makes me feel like you probably don't have time to manage other people if you're her manager, because she's also your wife. And I'm not saying that I know that for a fact, but it's just always given that. But SWV scenes are so much more likable and fun to watch. And I kind of like the juxtaposition of that. I like the fact that with Escape, we're getting all of this mess and drama. But when we go to SWV, Lily is joking with her sister about tea bag coffee, and we having weird religious conversations with with Coco and her very religious mama. Oh, thank you, Janaea, for the super chat. Ty hit the nail on the head during that convo. Oh, absolutely. But y'all, let's talk about for a second. Let's talk about Coco's mom. Coco's mom had, them in the church growing up. That's how Coco got her voice. But she also used to sing with other singers like Luther Vandross and stuff back in the day, right? But the mom has always been about church. So Coco said she lied and said she was doing gospel at first. And then when she got a deal, she had to tell her mama the truth. Her mama didn't support it until she bought her mom a car. And so I feel like for me, if you can be bought in order to get over something, then can you please do me a favor and not beat your kids over the point with cure? Like, I'm just saying, like, don't talk to me about singing secular music and make me feel bad about it and degrade me and demean me because I want to sing secular music and tell me how I'm disappointing you and not doing what you wanted me to do and make me feel bad about it, all for me to just buy you a car and now you over it. Candy also mentioned that if her parents hadn't gotten divorced, she might have had that same type of situation because her father was a deacon. Her father is a deacon. So, like, her parents being divorced made it so that Mama Joyce was the one making the decisions and she didn't feel pressured to be a certain way under the guise of being the deacon's wife. You know what I'm saying? So Candy was able to go out and do what she needed to do. But I just feel like that's so crazy to me that it's so many people whose family like will spout that religious shit until somebody throws a dollar amount at them. And it just makes me look at you like you talking that shit, but you really not about it. Because if you was really about it, no amount of money should have been able to like make you change your mind about it. You know what I'm saying? To me, no, a car shouldn't have made you feel more comfortable with your daughter singing secular music. Then it just makes me wonder, like what exactly be going on? You know what I'm saying? If all it takes is for money to, wipe all your little, grievances out. Like, what are we doing? Everybody got a price, including Mama Scott. Everybody got a price? Absolutely. When Lily said she brought a mattress, yes. That's another thing. Lily let you know that she was struggling before SWV got back together. And she struggled a lot growing up. She said she was pregnant at 15, but she worked 2 part-time jobs because back in the day, you couldn't work full-time at 15. So she worked 2 part-time jobs. And at night, her mom would watch her baby and she would go to the studio to work on her demo with SWV. That's some work to put in, boy. I've always loved Lily. She's always been, because she's the free spirit of the group. So I've always been like, a little bit more inclined to see myself as Lily. Because, back in the day when we was growing up, girl, if you loved the group, you had to see yourself as them. So me and my older cousins was always SWV, girl, and I was always Lily. Okay? But anyway, shout out to Lily. I love you. Happy belated birthday. But yeah, all she wanted was her money to buy a bed. Back to Coco. Yeah, somebody brought up Coco's sons. Coco's sons are both into music, much to their mother's chagrin. The music industry is tough, and Coco says, I wish I had done other things. And I'm like, you can still do other things. But you have to learn how to balance out your time. I feel like people don't always have to have just one career in their lifetime. If you want more than one, then do it. Figure out a way to do it. But you don't have to have any regrets. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what they were trying to talk to her son about. So her youngest son wants to sing. I remember when her youngest son came out and all of that. So I wonder, I know we're going to have conversations about how he had a hard time in school later in the season. But it makes me wonder what the situation was like with her mom, how her mom felt about it, because we didn't discuss that. But Coco's son is full with the nails and the cuteness, okay? And I've seen him on social media. He sang at the Verses. He has a great voice. He has a similar tone to Coco's. And the older son, who I have not ever seen and forgot about, honestly, the older son is a DJ or a rapper. He's a what they call it, y'all? A what you call him artist, and he has like 1.1 million followers on social media. He's an emo rapper. So he's made a lane for himself outside of his mom. Like that's amazing. That's amazing. So Coco's children are doing great and being in the music industry. I love the fact that Coco has now relaxed her stick in the mud religious mindset as well, cuz she was more on that shit back in the day too, and now she seems a little bit more relaxed about it, which I'm sorry, I can appreciate, cuz I feel like it's just a whole bunch of hypocrisy and bullshit to me. Like people upholding certain ideals that they really don't believe when it comes down to living it. Um but yeah, no, he's an emo rapper, y'all. But yeah, what else happened? Oh yeah, Taj lives in Nashville with her husband and her son. Y'all, when she walked through the door and they both came and hugged her and held her for like a minute, she was like, I feel like y'all hiding something. But it was so sweet. It was so sweet. And I love that they missed her like that. I love that she was able to come back to her old comfortable ass house and her husband was there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just Taj's life looks amazing. I'm gonna just say it like that. She gets to live her dream and go perform every weekend, but then she still gets to come home and be there with her son and be there with her husband and be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And be a mom and be nurturing and all of those things. I think like being able to have the best of both worlds is what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that. Did I say it wrong? I thought it. Listen, y'all can go and look up his son. I don't know. His father is a member of Diggable Planets. Oh, right, right, right. Right, Lil Tracy. Lil Tracy is an emo rapper. Right, right, right. Emo is like grunge, right? Like the new version of grunge. Back in the day when we wore like the black eyeliner and your Doc Martens and you shopped at what you call them, Hot Topic. Okay, and in Spencer's and shit. Okay, like that's the emo kids that came from the 90s grunge kids, if you ask me. um that's because Jazz did is a rapper too. Jazz, oh hold on, who's that child? Listen, I ain't got time for all of this. I'm going from the notes. I ain't about to be digging into who these people are. But yeah, I love to see SWV's life. Yeah, punk rock, angsty youth. Yeah, that's what I know. I know what emo is, because I technically was borderline when I was younger. I grew up around white kids too. So I had my grunge garage band music. You know what I'm saying? Rock. Black. Doc Martin. I still love me a good pair of Doc Martin boots, girl. I'm a combat boot girl. I've always been. So I get the emo kids. I get them. Anyway, so what was I saying? The family shit is cool. It's cute. We love to see it. The religious people can always be bought. Got it. Okay. uh, Tamika and Taj met up on their own. And they talk about how Tamika's mom chose sides and how she makes Tamika feel like standing up for herself means she doesn't love them, which is like a form of abuse. Taj says, make it right with your mom, but your mom needs to stay out of the situation between you and Tasha. Okay? So we're going to keep trying to force these conversations. So Tiny has the ladies over to drink, at one of her 5 houses. Okay? Talking about, I'm not rich or anything. Tiny, yes, you are. Go to hell. Like, you have 5 houses. You and T.I. are rich, sweetie. It's okay. You can say it. We know. Power to the people. So they toast to prosperity and good sex before Tasha gets there. And then Tasha gets there and the dark cloud walks in. They talk about how they need new management because the management that they have not been doing their jobs. Okay? They haven't been getting the calls and they are very much relevant right now. So they need new management that everybody can agree with. And this management is friends with Tasha. So as they're talking about needing new management, she says she's going to pray about it. And Candy said what that means is she does not have a brain of her own. She got to go home and talk to her brain first, and then she'll give us an answer. And to be honest, I would be so fucking tired of dealing with a woman that every time I tried to talk to her about our business as escape, as a group, I gotta wait for her to go and check in with her nigga first. That would annoy the fuck out of me. Like, bitch, you are grown. This is your career. You should be able to have the say so in this without having to check with him. Specifically when it comes to the fact that you are only one member of this fucking group and all three of us want new management. So at the end of the day, it don't fucking matter how Rocky feel about it. We want new management. We're not comfortable with your friends being the manager. So now we need to find management that everybody can be comfortable with. If you want to be in a group, then that's what you got to do. To me, she's being obtuse and difficult on purpose. And it's annoying as fuck. They try to look. Tamika was like, well, let's have the conversation. You disrespected our mother. That's between me and you. I don't want to. And then she referred to it as my mother because we deal with how you disrespected my mama first. Girl, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Listen, as somebody that has often been put in shit between my mama and my sister, okay? At one point, I had to say, listen, I am Bennett and I ain't fucking in it. Nobody call me and get me to be swayed. There, don't call me. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? Leave me be. Okay? Leave me be. That's how I be feeling. Okay? So when I'm looking at this situation, I know exactly what the fuck they trying to do. They trying to bully her into going along with the lie that this shit never happened. Just be quiet. Like, stop, Tamika. Stop fighting back. Just keep doing what you've been doing and doing what we want you to do. Okay? Hey, Windsor. Hey, girl. You missed your segment because I already talked about you. But yeah, I was annoyed. So nothing gets resolved. Tasha leaves. Candy goes to the candy factory to work on music with A1. Her schedule is packed. Mama stay booked and busy, and I know because I follow her, so I know like the way she be flying in and out. Like to this day, like I think most of the time Candy's like little circle DM things are her little messages in the DMs are, I'm tired, I'm on a plane, I'm so glad I'm home, I'm tired, I've been ripping and running, it's too, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that Candy's working, okay? Tasha and Rocky are talking at the same time, so we have a scene where they go back and forth. He says he wants them to figure it out, but Tasha and Candy have a history. Tasha feels like Candy was mad that she sung lead all the time and she thought Jermaine was setting her up for a solo project. So let me explain. Candy says, no ma'am, no Pam, okay? The third album that they're talking about, they went from sharing lead vocals to on the third album, Tasha sung lead vocals on most of the songs, which is not how things had gone on the previous two albums. So because they had switched it up and she had announced that she wanted to go solo, Candy and them felt like you cutting us off songs because you trying to set up our third album to be the prelude to her solo album, and that's not right. That's not fair, which I understand. This is still an Escape album. Why are you cutting our vocals? And Candy was like, they even did one song where they just wanted me to come in and do backup, and they didn't even call Tamika and Tiny in to do any of the vocals on one of the songs. So it was obvious that they were using Escape's last album to set up Tasha, which is fucked up. So around this time, Candy and Tiny start writing together. They were trying to do a project together. And that happened after Tasha had decided she wanted to do her solo project. Ty feels like Tasha can't get past where Candy is now versus where they were back then. Meaning that because Tasha had, you know, this voice and all of that, I think she felt like she was going to be the breakout star from Escape. And Candy ends up being the breakout star. But that's because Candy had been writing and producing music. Like she said, like a lot of the songs that she was working on, No Scrubs, all of those things were already happening while she was doing Escape's last album, the third album. Like there's even a song on the third album that was from Candy and Tiny working together to get their deal. And the only reason they did that is because they knew Tasha was going solo. So the way Tasha is setting it up. Her timeline is not right. Okay. They try to make it seem like because Kandi was fucking with one of the executives that was the reason why, things happened the way it did. And Kandi was like, no, you were signed to Jermaine Dupri. I was on a whole different label. And the dude I was fucking with was fired before you got your deal. So, no, that's not how any of that happened. Okay. Essentially, I believe her project got shelved because they realized that Tasha might have really great vocals, but Tasha is not a standout personality. She's not. She's not. And on top of that, Kandi had the writing thing going for her. That's the reason why. And Kandi's likable. That's another thing. Kandi's likable. Kandi was about her business. And Kandi said, I didn't even have enough money to turn down my solo deal. So she didn't even want to go solo at first. She wanted to do something with her and Tiny. But her and Tiny just started to write music together and produce for other artists. But when it came time for them to get an actual deal, they got turned down. But they offered Kandi a deal. And Kandi and Tiny had to have a conversation. She said she wasn't happy about it, but Kandi needed the money. So Kandi did her solo project. Okay? So at the end of the day, no, that's not the way it happened. What happened with Tasha didn't have anything to do with Kandi. Kandi was at a whole nother record label by the time both of them were solo. But yeah, Tasha wasn't that marketable. I think that when Tasha was a part of a group, that was better for her. But, when it all came down to it and Kandi did, don't think I'm not, that was because Kandi had them pen writing skills, boy. If that was anything Kandi was going to do, Kandi was going to make a bop. If you go and look up the late 90s, early 2000s of Kandi's writing and producing credits, she made some of the biggest bops. She did, didn't she do Bills, Bills, Bills too? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? She was always hitting with a good one. I mean, Pink's very first album, she co-wrote There You Go. There you go, looking pitiful. Just because I let you go, there you go. Talking about you want me back, cause sometimes it be like that. So there you go, talking about you miss me. Listen, ever since I found out that Kandi wrote some of those songs on Pink's first album, which I was obsessed with, that is when I specifically started following Kandi's writing. Because of that, I followed Kandi on to Alicia Keys' album, producing what you got? Must be crazy to let my man go and let some other Jane Doe come and try to steal him. Oh no, oh no. Like, she was producing songs all over the place. Mariah Carey's album, the Rainbow album. I forgot. I can't think of the damn song right now. But there were so many songs. She did Bugaboo for Destiny's Child. Okay, it was Bugaboo. But yeah, I was just kind of like, Kandi did so many like big songs that I was into and big albums during those like late 90s, early 2000s years that I can remember following her career specifically for her being a writer, y'all. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I, as a young girl in the 90s buying CDs, I'm following a woman who used to be in a group because her writing skills are so good, and almost every song she works on can literally be one of my favorite songs on the album. Ex-Girlfriend. Yes, that was the song. So yeah, like Kandi's penmanship was undeniable. That is what got Kandi where she was in her solo career and moving forward, because she could have disappeared after her first solo album. Kandi could have just went into obscurity if it wasn't for the fact that she continued to write and produce for other people the way she did. So, I just kind of feel like Tasha doesn't understand. Kandi got where she is because Kandi worked for that and Kandi had talent. It wasn't because she was fucking music executives. And I hate the way people try to do that to her, because there are absolutely women that, may fuck themselves into certain positions and all of that. But Kandi is not one of those. And we've always known that. We've always known that. Yeah, when you look up the songs that Kandi has written, oh, child, listen, that was my shit. I don't care if it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. Boy, you better call me when you think you're getting horny. I don't give a damn about who you with, just as long as you ain't giving up my shit. Okay, Boy, let me put this good loving on you. Child, don't even get me started, okay? Listen, it was everything. Candy's penmanship was like everything in that era. Hey, Scotty. Hey, she did single for the rest of my life. She did single for the rest of my life too. Okay. Who was that? Who sung that one? She did write bills, bills, bills. Oh, I know she did. Okay, I know because Candy has a specific sound. Like if you pay attention to her songs, specifically in that time frame, she has a specific like a punchy, catchy type of thing with her. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the songs were quick. Um it's hard to explain, but as I've like grown, okay, love, bye. But as I've, gotten older, I've been listening to her for years, so I can hear her sound. You know what I'm saying? But again, yes, Candy's personality. Um, you're not about to get it started. I'm not. I'm not about to sing with y'all. I'm not about to sing with y'all, y'all. I'm not doing it. I'm about to end this live anyway. Okay. But yeah. So Tasha went to Motown Gospel. They go with who God tells them to go with. Okay. They go off feels and vibes. All right. And I know that's right. Tasha wants to write her own music now because she's tired of, singing from other people's perspectives. She wants to speak her truth. They asked how she's going to balance doing both. And she was like, well, I'm just going to have to make a decision. And she hasn't told Escape that she's doing this. But I'm going to tell you right now, Tasha, I wouldn't be so quick to act like you don't need Escape. You've been in this industry for 30 plus years. There was no reason why you should have had to give him a sample of your raw vocals in that room in order for him to know how good you can sing. Like, y'all, I know Tasha's voice so well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very distinctive. The way her runs go together, like, she has a very, like, her voice is very distinctive, very beautiful. She does not have to prove that she can sing. She doesn't. So the fact that she had to do that in that moment, and I know he tried to play it off, but y'all, you're not going to ask Mariah Carey to sing a little do for you when she's coming to sign or coming to talk about doing a deal after she's been in the industry for that long. She's not going to do that. Like, if you don't know I can sing by this point, I don't even know why the fuck we talking to each other. So to me, I feel like that was a sign right there that you don't need to feel like you need to just throw Escape away, because I don't know if those people are going to give you what you're worth or what you can get with Escape. And money talk at the end of the day. So I don't know what Tasha gonna do, but I know things have not moved forward. I know things are still not in a good place with them at all. Tamika just did the video talking about what happened with her mom and everything. I did my BondyBlue show talking about that Friday, so y'all make sure y'all check that out if y'all haven't already. Tasha could have done Tyler Perry plays like Tamika. I don't know why she didn't go that route. Yes, she really could have, but that's because everything has to be done through Rocky. And y'all have to remember that when these men are in control of their women's careers in such a way, they will, a lot of times, their ego gets in the way of that bank sometimes. So if a role, makes them feel away, if this woman working with somebody makes them feel like she may get to a point where she don't need me if she working with him, then they not going to let that happen, because they need to always be needed. They can't simply be wanted. They have to be needed. And so they have to create the need. So you create issues in her business so that you can come in and fix it, so that she will always see you as the person that's supporting her and has her back. Meanwhile, you're sabotaging a lot of her business dealings that you may not feel comfortable with because you don't want her to feel that she's going to grow past you. I feel like the whole patriarchy thing is because you don't want women to realize their fullest potential and grow past you. A lot of men, that's like y'all greatest fear, the women that y'all love, for them to grow past you. So you do all of these things in order to keep them from doing that. And to me, that's what it feels like is happening here. She actually had a harder time doing gospel. They give less grace for vocals. Tasha can sing, but runs be sloppy. Tamika has more control of her voice. Ooh, child, that's a read right there. Rocky was so unprofessional. I'm not surprised her career never took off with him as a manager. He was so goofy in that room. Like, calm your dumb ass down. She was like, all right, calm down, calm down. And the fact that she even felt that he needed to calm down should let y'all know he's doing too much. But she gonna let him do it because that's her man and that's all she need. Tasha singing in the meeting was for the show, but Rocky saying he did not know Escape was unaware of the deal. Okay, sir. Oh, yeah. No, you told her not to tell them. Don't even do that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Pump faking like a mug, okay? Yeah, Coco was on that solo stuff. We love Coco, but we love her more with SWV. Yes, because we was listening to My Sunshine. But, baby, ain't nothing like, like that in your life or like that, y'all. Like, anticipation for what's to come. I'm so happy that lucky one. So long I waited, never too late for love. I agree. Tamika's voice is more polished, especially as they've aged. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go find some solos of Tamika singing after I finish this, girl. No, she wasn't in a movie, Sydney. She was in Tyler Perry plays. I've seen Tamika do a lot of off-Broadway plays. Like, if there's anything, I could picture her with a wig and a mic right here, okay? Coco CD was good, though. Oh, yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, no, actually, Coco really could have done the solo thing, but essentially they had made such great music with SWV. People was always going to want to hear SWV music. And I feel like it's fucked up for Coco to go on and sing solo and then also sing their songs and not sing it with them. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that we get to see them all together. This is better to me than if Coco did the solo thing and, just be up there. I want to see all y'all. I want to see everybody. Tasha has been playing victim for the last 30 years. She keeps blaming Candy for her shortcomings. What has stopped her career since Escape broke up? Low key, I like Beyonce better with Destiny's Child. Listen, I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I love Beyonce. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Listen. I'm a Beyonce fan, but some of her best music to me, like some of her stick to your bones music, I'm gonna say it like that, was made with Destiny's Child, like, in my opinion. But of course, in her first solo album, and there are other songs that I always go back to with Beyonce for sure. But when I tell you the stuff that actually sticks to your bones and the shit that you're gonna be singing in your mind for no reason, a lot of the times, if it's not new, if it's old Beyonce, a lot of old Beyonce that stick to me hard is the Destiny's Child days. Like when y'all had me in here last week singing Confessions and shit, like, okay. Yeah, no, I love her either way, but I definitely feel like, and Beyonce is one of those people that is like eclipse. Like, they eclipse the group. So ultimately, it was always better for Beyonce to go solo. But we not gonna front like we don't want to see them all back together every now and again. Okay? Oh yeah, and y'all definitely gonna put some respect on Toya name. I told y'all last week, this all makes me feel like Beyonce, all right, girl, we gonna need you to go ahead and, do what you got to do to get us a little, a little revival right quick. And we would like to, if we can. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to call. I want you to call Latavia too. I do. But if you only call Latoya, I'll be okay. If you only call Latoya and it's you, Kelly, Latoya, and Michelle, I'll be cool with that. But I would really like to see a Latoya, Latavia, Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle situation. I really, really would. But anyway, y'all, it's just because that's what it's about. It's about the whole vibe, the whole group. But anyway, y'all, I'm done. I didn't talk my face off for almost 3 hours now. That's enough. I'll see y'all tomorrow for something else. Playback people, thank you so much for coming through. Make sure y'all like the video. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Thank you, everybody, for becoming a member of my channel. And I might come to y'all for a BondyBlue show, specifically about, all of this Martell shit. We'll see. But anyway, like the video. Love y'all. Bye.